What's going on, family? How y'all doing? Let me go ahead and introduce the crew that we have so far. We got Hink in the building. Bo, Willie Bean, Biz, Mont, DJ Freshmaker, and myself, Lapeef JR. Welcome to the Wednesday show. How y'all doing today?
Pretty good, bro. Pretty good. How y'all doing?
Can't call it, man. I forgot Willie don't drink. I better say that. Yeah. Had to think back, man. Got a couple folks that don't drink on the panel. You drink, DJ? Am I?
Yeah, yeah. When I'm in the booth, I get it in just to
Okay.
help the creativity out. But I'm thinking about trying some other alternatives this
Mhm.
year.
It
Oh, yeah.
don't do much for me. I drink when I'm on vacation with my girl, but I don't care to drink at all.
Okay.
All of that alcohol shit tastes like slave tears boys with arcade tokens in it. It's just nasty.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Slave turds.
Arcade tokens?
You know what the recipe for Hennessy is? Listerine, slave tears, and quarters. You boil all that shit together and you get Hennessy.
Well, I don't want to
Gotta
skip past what DJ said. He said he looking to try to do something to get a little bit more lifted.
No, I didn't. Nah.
Okay.
I said I'm just trying some alternatives. I ain't say I'm trying to go higher. You know what I'm saying? But
Cocaine.
Ready to start tooting. You ready to start tooting?
No, can't handle that. Can't. I could barely handle what is it? I could barely handle edibles.
Okay.
Every time I come
edibles is
back home,
crazy. No, edibles ain't no joke.
Cocaine is the next jump, big dog. You already in the club too?
cocaine
God.
from
Yeah,
cocaine is the next jump from alcohol.
I mean, if you're gonna go big, go home, right? I mean, go big or go home, whatever. It is. I'm just saying, if you're gonna start using drugs, you might as well go straight to the hard shit.
Yeah.
Man, I
Shout
was
out
thinking
to-
more along the lines.
Just so you know, we over here at the Lapeef Network do not promote drugs.
Right.
Not co-signing this. That's independent thought of Willie.
Go ahead.
He said, Jay, I said, we don't promote using the sugar booger. God.
We don't promote that over
I've
there.
never done drugs, but I will encourage someone to try something if they want to.
Yeah. Like, see what you want to start. They talking about some. Yeah, I tried this, but I want to go a little bit higher. That's almost similar to the conversation yesterday. Like the lust.
The gateway.
No,
Yes.
listen, it ain't enough cocaine in the world to make me want to date a man. I don't get, or a trans escort.
That's insanity.
No,
That's
No.
insanity.
emphatically no. No.
God damn. That's
I
crazy.
think
Really?
more along the lines of some psilocybin or something like that.
Willie, you worry me.
You said you're gonna try some soup. What?
Psilocybin,
What is that?
mushrooms.
Something about slobbing or something.
Pause. Hella pause.
Getting worse.
If the
getting
name is
worse.
what it
we
if the name is what it means, I might as well get
three minutes in.
That is, man.
3
Anyhow,
minutes in.
man, I don't know what Hink I had because I ain't never seen him laugh this much, man. You gotta have some of that sugar booger.
God.
Yeah, sound already, man. Make sure you hit that like button. Also, make sure you subscribe to the channel. You catch us on the replay. Hit that like button, and also make sure you subscribe as well. Excellent show, man. I think it'll be perfect fit, and I had to try to think about what we was going to discuss. And I think we need to talk about this. Two-part: putting women in a place, and women cannot be masculine. Putting women in a place seems to be one of those things that's pushed, especially in the space, amongst people in the chat, amongst sometimes people on the panel. Sometimes people request it, and sometimes people are acting on it. So I thought this might be an interesting conversation to kind of kick it off with putting women in their place. Why is there a need to put women in their place, and is it necessary? What is the outcome of that? Is it just something that we do on the panels? Does this happen in real life? Is it happening with households, your marriages? Putting women in their place. Let's go ahead and start this off, man. I never seen so many shy men.
Oh, I thought you were about to play a video.
I was waiting on the video.
No, I get no video. No, this no.
Oh.
I don't get no video. It's popcorn style right here. I mean, this is self-explanatory. I don't think we need the video as far as. I mean, you see the chat. You know, one of the things that's always said, especially I never asked to be a moderator, but I guess people put me in this place is, you know, JR should have had shut her ass up. Should have had put in the place. He's a weak man because he allowed that woman to spill all of that rhetoric and it went unchecked. So
I don't think if somebody is saying something stupid on a public forum, I think a lot of times we're better served letting them be stupid, because all you got to do is let a fool talk and he'll expose himself every time, or she'll expose herself. So we don't want them to be quiet. We want them to be loud and stupid out loud, so we can identify them and then stay far the fuck away from them.
Absolutely. I guess my opinions on it is yes, there are some women. It's probably a lot of women who need to be put into their place. But I think women want men in their place too at the same time. It's just different. Women typically leave men or don't deal with men who aren't fulfilling their role, or who aren't taking their place. And I think men, it's a lot of women who, like, for example, there are women who will put their hands on men. I think if you are a woman who is willing to fight a man, it's because you've never been hit by a man. Like men have been hit by other men. So I think that's a scenario where it's like, oh, you need to understand where you fall in this totem pole, or understand where you fall in as far as hierarchy goes. So yeah, that's what I think.
I think that is more so a thing of correcting. I think the desire to put somebody in their place, that's all ego, much rather than just correcting them. I think that even in the thought of, especially, I think most women would say or feel some type of way if they feel a person is correcting them, they'll think that this person is trying to put me in my place. But it's really just correction. Men and women need correction at any point in time in life. So I think just the selfishness of what it is that we experience and see in modern day is the primary issue with that. But everybody needs correction, though.
I think you changed the word, but it's the same thing. Correction, put into your place,
Well, yeah, I think the putting somebody in their place, saying that it feels
It's gonna be triggering.
Right. It's more of a trigger word for people, especially women.
Let's identify where a woman's place is.
Hey, you know what?
Now, Cat got your tongue.
We can go ahead and do this, man. I just had this conversation earlier today, and I don't even lie. I've on a past couple of dates with somebody, I've said the expression that I think we are better served if our ladies are back in the kitchen. And it took me a long way to get there because it didn't come from a place of get your ass back in the kitchen. It didn't come from that. It came from a place of efficiency. And as I was talking to a sister earlier today, she said an elder had told her, you be the flower, let him be the fence. That way he can appreciate his purpose and you can appreciate his protection. And if a flower tries to be the fence, obviously they out of place and can't serve a purpose. So we more efficient when we at where we're supposed to be. Plain and simple.
You think even today women need to be back in the kitchen, like in our modern era?
Well, yes, and also in a sense of my thought process on the statement wasn't just about it being only the kitchen, right? It just also just meant really as support and in a place of being able to get out of the way of being competition, right? It's not really kind of a demeaning kind of a stance. It's just mostly about efficiency. But if somebody in a relationship is suited better in the kitchen, it's better for them to be there as opposed to trying to do the job of somebody else that isn't as good at that and is better at being outside. And the other example that I stated was we get satisfaction out of sacrifice. So we get actually the most satisfaction out of sacrifice. If I'm going out into the world and I'm getting beat up and I'm sacrificing for my family that way, but when I come home, I see my family at peace and secure, and I also see my woman, taking care of the home and got some food ready for me. I understand that she also sacrificed in here, and when we see each other, we appreciate each other's sacrifice and enjoy heaven in the home.
I think too, just to address, and maybe I'm incorrect, Fresh, but I think when we use the term in the kitchen, we're not necessarily saying strictly being in the kitchen.
Right.
Playing the role of a nurturer,
Right.
right? You can't go per se to his example. You can't go out to go to war. We don't expect you to be proficient in war tactics, but we expect you to be proficient in patching our wounds and feeding us, things of that nature. So just to call that out.
Yeah, so it ain't no triggering.
Yeah,
For
because
sure.
I already saw it coming in the comments.
I appreciate it.
When you say go to war, I'm sure you're not talking about real war. What are some examples of going to war?
I would say going out to get their hands dirty, working. Um, I know one of the things that women always speak about is working, right? So maybe instead of working 14, 12 hours or something like that, then just sticking with the typical 9 to 5. Um, Maybe not doing overtime or whatever the case may be. I feel like that varies from woman to woman and what they perceive extra or additional work to be.
Yeah.
It takes a lot away from this conversation when we try to have so many definitions for one group of people. We're talking generally speaking, where's a woman's position? Where should a woman be, generally speaking? Obviously, we're not going to say that all women, but generally speaking, the majority of women would be better served if they were behind a man's leadership and under his protection and provision. I would say the overwhelming majority would benefit from that arrangement. It's unfortunate that the women who want to do those things are having some of the same struggles that the women who refute, who aren't worthy of, who are masculine, combative, just unattractive in general. Some of the women who want to be under those men's leadership or under a man's leadership are struggling and having the same issues that these unworthy women are. So I think that if we made more space for women to get back into the kitchen and we're more willing to support our women doing that, I think the majority of them would. But it's just on us as leaders to make sure that one, we're vetting the women that we're providing that opportunity to properly, and then more so making sure that they're just not trying to have us in their lives. So for the utility that we provide them, a lot of people want a rich. They say they want a rich dummy. So if that's the type of woman you have, but then that's on you. But like even if you look at the women who have so much to say about where a woman's place is, none of them have men. Most of them are poorly emotionally regulated. A lot of them have a significantly tragic dating history. And then 4, they're old and just going to be miserable. Like some look good, some don't. But the only women who fight against this, men being leaders, being in the forefront part, are the women that none of us want anyway.
Hey, Will, I got a follow-up question real quick. So you mentioned that it's up to us as leaders, men, to be able to make sure that we vet properly. The women that are not qualified, so to speak, whose job is it to get them back on track?
Nobody. The women who aren't qualified they're not qualified because they choose not to be. We can't force women to be qualified to be wifely. to be desirable. So again, we just leave them to their own devices. It's there's there's a lot of lesbians for a reason. So they have somebody. They're not gonna die. They don't have to die alone. But it's not our charge. It's no man's charge to go out here and make a strange woman become a wife to him. That's not his job. And if he takes that task or that charge up as his own, he's a fool. There are too many good women out here that will get with your program, who will follow you, who will be submissive, who will be kind, who will still be feminine, who will respect you. For any man who is also desirable to women to have to go out here and try to take one of these Timu chicks and turn her into a Neiman Marcus chick. Like if she doesn't want to be a good wife, that's not your fault. That's not your job. If you find a woman who wants to be a wife, and if you're a man of means and you've done the work to become a desirable man, you don't have those problems.
I mean, I don't know if you had your hand up. Okay. All right. So far we've been talking about putting women in their place and how it's being pushed all around. I know some of the gentlemen was giving their examples. I know we got led down this path. Hank, did you speak yet?
You say who?
Did you speak yet, Hank? You?
No, I haven't yet.
Okay. Yeah. You go ahead, chime into the
listen
conference.
to these other gentlemen speak on it. So shout out to them on their views. Yeah, I look. I don't care if some of them women ever get it. I can care less. If they want to get it, they need to talk to their mothers, or at least a mother figure, some sort of elder woman who has the results that they're looking for. If they have the results they look for, they need to have a open and honest conversation and try to figure out what can I do to put myself in that position. Yeah, if they don't want to, then they could just keep living the way they live it and living free and enjoying life, or what they consider enjoying life. Let them be, man. Look, we gotta just listen, pay attention. You could decipher some of this bullshit easily by just listening to how they talk and act and move and carry themselves. We talked about this yesterday. My man married a whore. You don't want to admit it. That's what he married. And I said the reason why, because of what she's wearing, the way she's moving, the way she's operating. So if other women want to see this so-called preacher's wife and they moving like that, then they need to find a weak, spineless man like what we seen yesterday and get with them, and they will let them do whatever they want. They out there. So women just got to acknowledge what places they trying to be in, or they willing to be in. And if you're not willing to be on a man's program like such as mine, don't get with me. It won't be fun for you. But if you want a man like what we dealt with yesterday, and we was talking to yesterday, and you get with him, he's open to let you do what you want to do, because he has no problem with you wearing shit like that. I'll leave it there.
One of the things that I've seen is that some women do have an example. The mother and father was married for years, but then what tends to happen is that they get out here and start dating and get up with the wrong guy, and now they're traumatized moving forward. So now they don't see any point of submitting. They're trying to focus on their self. They're trying to go through their healing process. So what do you guys have to say about that?
I can speak on it real quick. I think it's natural for that to happen. I do think women need male leadership to some extent, and I know, at least for me, like I know that I like that I get to show women another perspective. Like when women come to my Instagram page and like you want to see that, like, yo, I'm a masculine man, like my woman is submissive to me, but at the same time they get to see, like, oh, men aren't all whatever I thought men were. They get to hear me talk and things like that. So I think that it's beneficial, and I think that when women actually get to see men who aren't quote unquote bad men being in relationships, or or F niggas, I think when they get to see that, it can kind of soften them over time. So but I understand, like, them being jaded, stuff like that. A lot of men jaded too. So
I think it's important to take accountability for the red flags you pass up and not allow that particular decision to keep you, away from, potential good partners, but also like for ladies and for men, if you sit up there and you have the opportunity to have somebody to help guide you and tell you what are things that you should look out for, and you ignore that, then you got to take accountability for ignoring that and not walk around and be so upset about it, and take that out on somebody else in the dating market, because all you're doing is ruining the market. You need to go ahead and lick your wounds, recognize that you had a part in choosing that person, and go ahead and give the next person, a clean slate. That way you could probably have a better outcome. But definitely pay attention to those red flags and listen to the folks that are trying to help guide you in the right direction. I think personally, when we had more guidance from men on how um, women vet partners, we were, a little bit more successful when it comes to relationship and marriage.
Hey Naomi, how you feel
I
about
got a question.
yeah, Fez, go ahead.
I do got a so I know we often speak about red flags, but are we not acknowledging that everyone has some type of red flag? So how does one gauge if I can accept this red flag and manage it or deal with it, versus passing it on to the next person for them to?
The green
I would
flag.
say, I mean, if you're not gonna cut something cold turkey, at least, you know, be communicative and what ain't cool with you, and see if somebody's willing to keep on being a habitual line stepper on that. And if they are, then if you pass it up and let them keep doing it, that's on you.
I'm super big on clarifying terms. Red flags mean, I don't think that they mean the same thing to everybody, or they are the same to everybody. A man having boundaries, not going for the sucker shit, and being a leader can be a red flag to, the chat or the women that we're talking about are just typically unworthy. So, what red flags are we talking about, generally speaking, that we're supposed to be looking for in each other? Because even if you look, for example, if you look at when women emulate men like studs, they pick the worst parts of being a man to embody. Nobody asked a stud to be a gentleman. Nobody asked studs to practice chivalry. They just want them to look like either Ellen DeGeneres, Manny Fresh, or Lil Wayne, and then not be a man.
Hey,
So
and not
the
shower.
exactly. So we have to identify like what the red flags and or characteristics and traits that we are looking for in each other. And with men, I think that we're the only ones that are realistic about what we're looking for. Because a lot of women tell you that they want this kind of guy, but they're fucking guys who don't have any of those requirements or criteria that to their character or to their person.
Well, I think that in general you should balance when you see red flags, you got to balance them with the green ones. Um, so for example, I got 3 baby moms. Obviously, that's a red flag to anybody. It should be a red flag if you're reasonable. But then you look at the type of father I am, and you look at the other things that I do. You look at my character and all that type of stuff. Then a woman can be like, okay, maybe this is worth it, because that's what my girl did eventually. It was worth it for her, because a lot of women like, oh, 3 kids, 3 baby moms, that's a big thing. But you got to balance it with the green flags. So are the green flags enough to make the red flags like, you know what, this person is worth going through this with, and kind of making those adjustments. So it'll be the same with women. All right, you see the red flags, and then it's like, all right, what are the green flags? So I think that's is how do you balance it?
Yeah, but it depends on what the red flags are, though, Mark. Certain red flags, you can't. There's no balance to it. If I had a woman who likes to put hands on men, ain't enough green flags to offset that, right? If she's shown a volatile behavior, whatever way, maybe she's a woman who's jealous of your kids. You do have individuals like that. Yeah, those are red flags. There's not enough green flags in the world that's going to offset it. But I understand what you mean. But I just think each, like Willie said, we're all different. We all have different level of standards or different expectations, and some of those ones you just shouldn't move on. That should be a collective for some men. A woman who put hands on a woman. There's no man should ever invest in a woman like that. There's no way. That should be across the board. Shouldn't no man disagree. But unfortunately, there are men who are okay with that. They think that's cool. I like a little woman with a little bite back. Bullshit. Until she puts you in that situation. And now you're going to have to make a decision. Am I going to lay hands on her back? Am I going to call the police? Or am I going to just get the hell out of there and no longer deal with it?
So
but that's, go ahead.
No, I'll let you finish. Cause I had a different question. I'm going to I apologize.
Okay. So with situations like that, we shouldn't just look past them. Now, somebody who, had made a decision, like you said, three baby mamas, 3 of them kids, okay. It's a red flag, but it's something like you said, you can offset it with, a green flag or 2 here and there to kind of offset it. But I just want men to know certain red flags you cannot let slide.
What I was going to ask is I want to hear from each panel member and tell me what your top 2 green flag, your red flags are in opposite sex when you're trying to vet someone as qualifying them to date them. We start with Naomi, so you're at the top left.
Okay, so for me to understand, if you want me to tell you the top 2 red flags and green flags?
Just red.
Just red flags?
Yeah. Y'all's green flags are largely the same.
No, I mean, maybe not. But when it comes to men?
Yeah.
Okay, so the first one would be consistent communication and his actions not meeting with his words.
Hey, Willie, you skipped me.
Well, on my screen, see the left, JR. I know you don't be answering like these types of questions, but my bad.
He put that moderator label on you again, didn't
he,
JR? You see how he did it?
Yeah.
But go ahead, JR. What's your top 2?
And my top 2 is peace. Peace is one. If you don't bring peace, it's just not gonna work out. The other thing would be somebody who like self-sabotage, like the mood swings, the like 1 hour they this way, 5 hours they another way. It's just like they're just going up and down all the time.
An unstable creature.
Yeah. Well,
what about you, Fresh?
I would say somebody that kind of loud in public. That is a big one for me. Don't know how to behave in public. And somebody that doesn't value foresight.
Oh, that's a good one. What about you, Bo? I know your first one's going to be not being Darwin. What's the second one?
Hell yeah. Now, so mine are, I don't like when men raise their voice at me. Number 1 red flag, don't raise your voice. And inconsistency.
Okay. All right. What about you, Mont? What's your top 2 red flags in a woman?
What about you, Willie? What's yours?
Having ever sold pussy before is number 1. Like by default, is number 1. If you've ever traded your viscous innards for any type of favor, benefit, or dollar amount, it's dead. And then 2 is being a bad mom. Like mind you, right? I don't date women who don't have children. So if I see you with your kids and like your kids are always at their grandma's house, or like you talk to your kids crazy, or you treat your kids the way that like you dress your kids the way that you want like your nigga to dress, like stuff like that, any of those things, like where you son husbanding your child, dead to me. Because you're not gonna do that shit to mine. So what?
Bo already went.
Yeah, Bo already went.
I put the comment up for.
He's talking about something else.
Astray. We have mine. What's yours, big
Oh
dog?
Lord.
I don't even know if this is something that you will find out soon, but I think treating men as if they are treating men as if they are bodyguards and also at the same time ATMs. So like, oh, this guy just did that to me, I'm gonna go get my brother. Or like,
Violence by proxy.
dating, yeah, you dating a guy and your hand is out, like, oh, you got to be paying for my babysitter, we about to go on a date, all like treating men as like strictly a ATM and also a bodyguard, and if you can't control them that way, then you have no use for them. I think that's a big red flag.
What about you, Hank?
So, I mean, a lot was said, and I don't want to repeat the same thing. So, like Michael said, a woman with his hand out. So, to me, I would say a woman who's materialistic would be one. A woman who doesn't have an active father or father figure in her life would be a second one for me.
Hey, how do I pronounce your name, big dog? I don't want to fuck it up.
Yeah, you can say Neil or now.
All right, homie. What's your number? What's your top two?
Communication and not following direction.
Okay, shit, not following direction. That's a big one. What about you, Viz?
I'm gonna go with having a loose lips and confrontational, physically confrontational.
Okay.
Like talking back, Viz?
No, he said physically.
Mont crazy.
Talk about with the hands. Hey, you don't like it, Mont. He's talking about talk about with the hands.
No, I was talking. He said loose lips. I'm like,
That's
back
loose
talk.
lips. Yeah.
Loose lips is back talk or gossip?
I don't like back talk either.
It's back talking.
Viz said, "Shut that mouth."
So you really want your woman in the kitchen, barefoot, pregnant, and quiet, huh?
Well, no, I mean, if you got something you want to share, by all means, go for it. But once it start escalating and if it start yelling, and oh no, I ain't got time for that.
I was just thinking about that Joe Budden clip when a guy said, so if I tell you to shut the fuck up, is it wise to keep talking?
If I tell you to shut the fuck up is it wise for you to keep talking? Like, he had a point. But no, seriously, I asked that question because to lead into this one. How many people did it take you dating with those red flags before you realized there was a red flag?
One.
Yeah. Only one of those was given to me by my father. Basically, if a woman is willing to embarrass you in public or try to talk crazy to you in public, that was one of the first things he told me about. So,
Well, me, I think it came with age. I think once I got a little bit older, things start putting you start to prioritize like what's really important and what you're looking for. So I think with age, certain mindset, the things around me in my life kind of determine where I wanted to be and what I wanted around me.
Another one.
I think the worst part about it is that a lot of us we have been exposed to these very things, but we just never took heed to it. I know for me, that was a big part of it. I saw some of the guys dealing with women that was mouthy. They'll, they do all of this. The police get involved. I think somebody had mentioned, I'm gonna get my brother. I don't want to have no parts of dealing with that. Just off the strength of me knowing what type of person I am and how fast things can escalate. I don't want to have no parts of it. So I think it's unfortunate, and of course, experience is the best teacher. But a lot of the things that we spoke on, I'm pretty sure we were already exposed to before actually going through the experience itself.
Yeah. Another thing for me was is compromising my ability to protect you. I really don't like that. That's immediately if I see that you are compromising my ability to keep you safe, then it's a dub.
do you find that insulting?
Yes, I find it insulting and I find it stupid. So I find it short sighted, and I find it stupid. I've been in situations where it's a moment where a woman need to listen and she didn't listen. I'm like, oh, yeah, it's a amount.
So, Mark, can you give me an example of what you talking about? She keeps putting yourself in situations.
Compromising my ability to protect you. I was with a girl one time, and a couple drunk guys started arguing, and I'm like, oh, they about to start shooting. I could sense it like 10 minutes from now. They about to start shooting. I'm like, come on, let's go. And she's a little lit too, so for whatever reason, she's trying to argue with me as we getting in the car. And you arguing with me right now as I'm telling you to get in the car means that we staying here longer. When I'm trying to get you out of here safely, I'm trying to get us out of here safely, but you are still talking, you still arguing. Okay, so it'll never happen again because you're never gonna see me again. So,
well, why didn't you just leave it there?
We was in another state, not a crazy far state, but we was in Delaware. Had to get, she got the picture, but
I got to do my duty.
Yeah.
Yeah. Before we go on to the next one, man, I just wanted to kind of get some answers on this. So on a panel in particular, let me use it as an example. Should we put women in their place on the panel?
You said should we or
should we? Or when should we put women on them?
When they get out of pocket.
Okay, what does that look like when you say get out of pocket? So let's say you're going back and forth with another individual. Would you prefer somebody to put in a place, or would you prefer to have that conversation?
Well, nobody put my woman nowhere but me or her father, and that's if I let him.
No, I'm not talking about on the panel. If you're going back and forth.
Oh, going back and forth with a woman on a panel?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's different. I don't have an issue with men or anybody going back and forth with anybody on a panel because that's what we subject ourselves to when we come up here. When I'm talking about put women, I'm like, in the home or like out off in real life. Because anybody can argue. We can pull any of these hyenas out the chat and bring them up here and go back and forth, and it's just what's supposed to happen. Like that, I don't have an issue there. Where I will say that we have an issue is it's not that we need to put women in place. We need to put people who speak on black issues who aren't black or American in their place and just tell them shut the fuck up sometimes. Like these FBA tethers and all these people who are from like Portugal, Jamaica, they want to talk about like black stuff or black women and black issues in America.
Africa. Don't forget Africa.
Yeah. Well, that was the given, my dog. But yeah, Africans too. Like we need to tell them to put them in their place. But from a moderator standpoint, the only place that I would say that we should be worried about is just, making sure that people don't overtalk. And if you look at these panels, that is primarily done by women. So that mute button could be used, or you're saying you could drop them down while they, until they get their shit together. But just for a regular conversation in the panel, you can talk to anybody any way you need to, as long as it's with respect and some sort of compassion.
Well, I think that's the part of it though, especially with it being on the internet. Most people, men and women, on the internet, on YouTube, putting somebody in their place is what they would typically deem that as you arguing, going back and forth arguing with a woman. Right. I personally, and I'm pretty sure JR will feel the same. I haven't seen Mont do it before. This is my second time being on here with Fresh. But we not finna sit here and bicker back and forth with no female on the internet. You know what I'm saying? Like that's a waste of breath. Now, Willie, you're more outspoken. You got all the punchlines. You gonna go blow for blow with them. But I think that it all varies from person to person, man to man, of what it is that they feel like. Okay, this is no longer a productive conversation. So I don't have shit to say to him.
What about Hank? Do he bicker with them?
Hank has his days. He could go on 10, and sometimes he'll so that's
that makes sense because what you just said, that makes perfect sense. But I've made it clear that
he's trying to start shit.
I address everything. I address shit immediately. But the way that you guys say that y'all don't want to argue that's how I'm in real life. Offline, I'm not finna argue with no woman. Offline, a woman's don't talk to me crazy the way that these women be talking to niggas either. So those are two. That's a different arena. On the internet, though, all these women feel comfortable. All these men feel comfortable. Getting out of pocket, getting out their body, being disrespectful. And some of y'all take the high road. Some of us choose to take it to hell. It just depends on like which day you catch us on. But I don't think there's anything wrong with that either. If like Hink say, we bring one of these hyenas up here and they start hyenaing, like shit, if they get motherfucking snapped or hunted by one of us snipers, that's their fault for being a hyena. Like that's what comes with being on these panels. Like I don't think that anybody's safe. I don't believe anybody's beyond reproach except for the host. And even to that point, if the host he was too egregious in the way that he was conducting the panel, people just stopped going on his panels. But I don't have an issue with Hink arguing with Darwin arguing with Bo. But don't nobody argue with fucking Naomi because she present herself in a very, very non-argument type way. I wouldn't have an issue if someone did though, because it's two adults discussing something on the internet. What we supposed to be? It's a conversation. What we're supposed to be doing.
There's a difference between a conversation and a discussion versus just a bickering.
Give me an example of bickering. So you talk about like what Hink and Darwin did yesterday, or when we had that girl who was up here drunk and was lying about hold on, I'll show you who I'm talking about.
I think what Darwin did.
This shit is crazy.
I'm not gonna speak on the shit yesterday.
What Hink and Darwin did will be considered a dick measuring contest.
I think what happened yesterday was beautiful.
Oh Lord!
I think what happened yesterday was necessary. And I appreciated every minute of it. I don't think that there was arguing at all.
Say that.
I did. And I also think that was just a grown man telling a little boy what was what.
This is some nasty work.
Bo had to get a girl 6 on to say that, huh?
This is some nasty work.
It wasn't even a 1v1 yesterday because he got jumped by Bo and Hank. Bo was in the comments jumping him too. It wasn't no 1v1.
Crazy, man.
All right. So anybody else want to add to this, putting women in their place? So do you guys think this is just something that you see mostly online, or do you think all around the world?
It happens in real life too. Like this whiz kid 2300. I'm pretty sure he's one of them type of guys that crash out on the female if they don't give her a number. It's just certain standards that some men just have. I'm not gonna argue and bicker and go back and forth with no female, be it in real life or on the internet. It's just simple as that.
So, question: what do putting a woman in their place looks like? Because I'm kind of confused about that. I don't even entertain it. What does it look like, especially on the panel?
A woman that's in her place. What's it look like?
What do it actually look like? What is the scenario of putting a woman in their place? Don't you really got to care about them to even put in that much effort?
No, I would say you got to care more about the show that you're doing than anything else, because you want to keep women, you don't want to have a bunch of unruly hyenas up here because they're going to attract more people, like the more women like that. But if you want to know like what a woman looks like in her place, like look at Hink's wife, how that she conducts herself. Look at how Naomi presents herself to the world. Those are women that are in their place. Like they're feminine, respectful. My bad, my camera on. They feminine, respectful, all of that shit. So it's not hard. It's not hard.
So I'm guessing,
just don't see it often.
Were you asking a woman in their natural state?
Were you asking like what it looks like to put a woman in her place?
Yeah, let's say that maybe she's unruly or whatever. Like, what are the process of actually doing that? Because I want to know they're gonna beat you in word game a lot. They get at talk, they're faster when it comes to breaking you down when it's communication wise. So what does it look like? Were you putting your physical hands on her or something?
No, I think at least for me, right? when I come on the panels and I do whatever, you know, when I do these things because I enjoy it, it's really because I think that it's impactful to have these conversations. And I think, like kind of what Viz said earlier, I think putting somebody in their place is educating them. You know, it's kind of teaching them. So it's I like to have a conversation with women on here, and I think it's all about efficiency, and it's all about, okay, is the way that I'm communicating going to work? So if it takes me to raise my voice, cool. You know, did it work? Cool. Then, you know, that's the perfect way to do it with that individual. But if it takes more of a conversation, more of a more civility, then which I think works with most people, then I'm gonna have that conversation and I'm gonna be stoic, and you know, I'm gonna stick to the facts. I'm gonna stick to what I think matters, and I'm not gonna match the energy. So, you know, that's typically how I like to go about it.
Yeah, I think you
Yeah,
rule through.
interesting.
I think you
Like,
rule through logic to try to show them their contradiction and what does and doesn't make sense. And if you get to a point to where it's like hostile and the volume is crazy and there's a maybe attempts at emotional manipulation of you, then you just kind of let them crash out and then stay in your frame, ask them if they done, and then continue on. You know, like
Mhm.
don't add fuel to the fire. Let them go ahead and flicker out and then keep it moving to shot kind of show right there this is how you're supposed to behave.
okay, that's interesting.
Um,
Then I don't think that's the word then. In her place. I don't think that's the proper word, to use because that word sound more belittling than educating. What you're talking about is education, enlightenment. You're teaching. You're trying to bring understanding to certain thing. Maybe they're resisting it, but you're bringing understanding to certain thing. Eventually,
In order to be taught, I mean she has to
be able to.
understand. Yeah, she
Yeah.
has to be in a place to be taught, you know.
No. Yeah.
But
Yeah. Yeah.
but
Yeah.
again, Naya, that's the thing. So depending on who it is that you're talking to, if we're talking to some lame ass niggas about some lame ass niggas on the internet, they feel like putting a woman in their place is going toe for toe, matching their tone, again bickering with them. That's not what real men do, in my opinion.
Yeah,
We
that's what I say. It might be the word. The wording is a little different. The wording
This
for that is
it's
like
correct.
somebody about to smack the shit out of a lady. I'm putting her in her place.
It
But
could
how
be
you
taken
guys
in
are
multiple different
talking,
ways.
yeah, how you guys
Yeah.
are talking, y'all talking about enlightenment, understanding, reasoning,
It's
communication,
correction.
logic. So I don't know if that's putting her in her place.
It's all the same
More of
thing.
an
Yeah,
understanding, but okay.
it's
It's all
it's all the same thing, but the term it can be kind of triggering. But it's
yeah.
when you think about it, it's all the same thing. Like belittling is belittling, but teaching is not belittling. Teaching is not condescending, but you would be when you teach somebody, you showing them what the hierarchy is. You are showing them through your own leadership and experience what it is. In order for them to be able to accept it and absorb it, they have to be in their place.
Yeah. Like,
Well,
Naya, can you
truth
do
be
you put a oh, go ahead, Hank.
no, because truth be told, you can't. You really can't. We can think we are putting a woman in a place online. We're not. We're just getting our shit off and being done and saying what we want to say. I feel like what we need to say that's done, but you're not really gonna put her in the place. She's gonna continue to be whoever she is, and you just got to move on. You just gotta.
Exactly.
I hate to say, treat them like a child and just ignore them and let them go on about their business. But
so
you're not going to really, truthfully put no woman in her place. Not online.
okay, and again, the things that I see typically in the comments, right, is when somebody's having a one-on-one conversation with someone, and it's usually what that person is saying that they want the woman to be put into a place. Now, she may not necessarily be combative and disrespectful. She may just have an opinion about what it is that she's discussing, and then when the majority of it don't like it, then I'm seeing that she needs to be put in her place. So
Oh.
at what level in that matter does a woman need to be put in her place? And if it's a one-on-one conversation, should somebody come in and interfere with that? Like, when is it becoming that she's being so outrageous that she needs to be put in her place, or she needs correction, or she needs to be shut up? Go ahead, Naomi. I saw you with your hand raised.
Okay, so I think one of the biggest things is I'm on TikTok, and when I'm on TikTok, I help conduct multiple different panels. And one of the things that I've noticed, so when it comes down to respect, behaviors, mannerisms, there's things that I don't tolerate on the panel, and I mod for certain people because of the level of respect that I require when having a conversation, especially when it comes to like with men. Um, so one of the things that when we're engaging in conversation, one of the things that I tell women, you can't be smacking, like saying yeah, that's not tolerated. It's disrespectful. You can't interrupt. You have to let somebody completely finish their statement, and either you align and you adjust your behaviors, or you dropped. You can't interact. There are a lot of different things that are in place that I'm very strict with when it comes to women. Like if we have a conversation and it's not going your way, and then you want to switch it and just start like the crocodile tears type of thing, I don't tolerate that. You can drop from the panel. And I'm very fierce when it comes to these types of rules because of the fact their behaviors that have been enabled over time that allows them to act a certain way, especially on social media. So what can look like putting a woman in her place on social media, it's really just her aligning to the rules and behaviors that you allow on that platform. Because if she really wants to speak bad enough, she's going to respect, she's going to fall in line, and she's going to mute the way she's supposed to so she can get it out because they just want attention. And I know this probably sounds bad, but attention is like currency for women. And they just want their moment to shine. They want that minute to win it. So what ends up happening is, and because I'm very, I'm a stickler for the rules, especially when it comes to like there's two particular platforms that I'm out on, and they're around like men's spaces, and so I don't tolerate disrespect in any way, shape, or form. And because I'm a woman, I can tell another woman to shut the hell up, and I'm not victimizing her. But if a man does it, now she's a victim. So to remove that completely, I step in. So I'm a little bit more fierce with that, but it looks like we're putting women in their place, although it really isn't, because we have to be honest with the fact that when you begin that bickering thing going back and forth, that's what draws attention. Whenever you allow people to go back and forth, the snickering, the yelling, the drama, that's what have more people. Then comments start rolling, and it's only allowed in certain places and spaces, and that's what ends up, depending on which platform it is, that's what's going to gain more attention because people, it's like in today's society, they're just drawn to so much drama. And it's ridiculous. We could have a panel talking about mental health and how crucial it is and statistics, and there'll be only like maybe 20, 30 people. But get two people arguing in there, and within like 5 minutes, everybody's going to be like, oh my gosh, because everybody's got an opinion. So it's perceived a certain way, but it really isn't that way.
I feel like people that do that, they're miserable.
Yeah.
They don't. That's the highlight of their day, of their life, is to bicker and go back and forth with somebody that they don't even know. You'll never see them in person. You won't say it to their face. It's like, come on, man.
I think the most powerful thing is the conversation. You know, like even in situations like that, like I be like TikTok, I don't really be on it, but I know it's like Clubhouse used to be to me when I do get on there. Like Clubhouse was like a place where people would exercise their power in their rooms, and they would, you know, get out of pocket, and they would just kind of like, there'd be a lot of tyrants in there. And it's probably a lot of, you know, big mouth tyrants on TikTok, like especially the women. But I think the most powerful thing, instead of like, you know, kicking somebody out because they don't change, you didn't put them in their place. They're probably just gonna be a worse version of what they just was somewhere else. Like I was on a panel the other day, and that girl Tyranny and her boyfriend or whatever, like she got him to crash out for her, and I wanted to talk to him. You know, they ended up getting out of there, but I wanted to have a conversation with him, like, and I wanted for him to see, like, yo, she's turning you into a crash out. You're a crash dummy. Whenever she say, you know, move, like, yo, go fuck this nigga up, you go do it. And I just wanted him to see that, and I wanted him to understand. So I wanted to have that conversation with him instead of them leaving and, you know, just kind of going and he thinking like, yeah, babe, I just defended your honor. Like them niggas ain't never gonna do that shit again. Like, no, you delusional. Like I want to have that conversation.
Does he realize? I was wondering. I watched that live. Does he know that that these 4K cameras tell the truth?
Do you know that we can see you?
Like,
Crazy.
bro, you 5'6", 5'5". And what do we? It's so weird. And then you had that girl do the Kendra cam, and then the girl with no edges or the taper fade all the way around or whatever the warrior haircut. She said that she called her a sack of potatoes, and then she had her husband come. Like, I didn't know what to say when I was in the chat, but then when I saw you try to talk to him, I was like, here go Mont. My friend try to coach this nigga again. He's gonna try to coach this nigga, and then she started screaming, and I was like, what the fuck? This is gonna be good. But that goes to Viz's point. Sometimes, the entertaining piece is the bullshit. And it's like, I would be surprised. Like, if I saw Viz arguing with somebody, I'm gonna stop and listen, because Viz doesn't do that. So I know that if Viz is engaging with that type of energy, that type of time with someone, I feel like it's probably a valid reason, knowing Viz's character. But if I see somebody that's always combative, always confrontational, always in some shit, that shit don't bother me, because that's just standard operating procedure for that person.
Let me ask you guys this. Is it masculine when two women are arguing?
Just because they argue with women don't mean it's just because the other person is a woman doesn't mean that the way that it's being done can't be masculine.
Okay.
Feminine women don't argue. They don't get disrespectful. They don't get loud. They don't do all that rah-rah shit. That's masculine, ratchet, like nigga behavior. That's not what feminine, like soft, like what a woman is supposed to be. That's not how they conduct themselves. They conduct themselves with class. So like, I think Hamp said something on one of his shows, or no, I think it was True for somebody, but he said the same thing my dad told me. There's two types of women. There's women and there's bitches. You treat women like women and you treat bitches like bitches. Bitches do all that back and forth arguing shit. Women don't do that. Like when a woman come in a room, like we all straighten up. We gonna do what we supposed to do. Like we can see that she's a woman and she's not going for all other shit. But then when these hyena bitches come in, you see how they get treated. And the hyena bitches are the only ones that are gonna be doing that shit. They're the only ones arguing, fighting, doing all that rah-rah shit in public because they don't give a fuck about how they look. They just care about how they feel in that moment and they react emotionally.
So is it feminine when two men argue?
No. Unless they like snapping their wrists and got their hands on their hip or something, then that's feminine. Like,
but I often don't see two men arguing. How often do that happen?
If they're getting emotional, like, see, it's the thing, right? We have like men arguing is like me and Vince can have a passionate conversation, right? But it's the as long as the underlying theme is respect, because Viz knows that if we were in person, this conversation would be respectful because we end up fucking fighting, like, because we're men. I don't see an issue with it. We can now, if y'all arguing about like a reality TV show or some shit, or y'all talking about celebrity gossip, then one of y'all niggas is gay. But outside of that, like two men just having a conversation, and if it gets heated or passionate, I don't think that's feminine at all. Because what's not feminine is what can happen if that conversation goes left. That's not feminine. If Fresh and JR get into an argument, and Fresh like, man, fuck Chicago, and he like, no, I'm from Chicago, and then y'all get to that point, what happens after that is very masculine. It's combat. What women do after argument, if it comes to that point, it's combat. That's masculine. So
I think
we don't have the same rules.
I think the
line. Hold on, Biz. I know Nia was trying to go. Then we'll come to you. Go ahead, Nia.
No, yeah, she had to step away. I'm sorry. You said Nia. I don't think I know Naomi. My bad, brother.
I mean, Hank, if you want to go, you can go. You can go.
No. I thought he said no. Naomi had to step away, but he said Nia. My bad.
Okay. No, I was just saying. I don't really be around a lot of men, but I typically don't see men arguing like on a feminine nature. They typically talk things out. At least the ones that I be around. Don't see them fighting or arguing in the feminine way. I don't see it. It doesn't happen around me. If it does.
I think
it's going to be.
Someone tries to, if someone on the outside of it try to de-escalate it, like, all right, fellas, come on, let's get back on topic, or hey, let's bring it back in, and motherfuckers still throwing jabs at each other or subliminals or something like that. that's a little feminine to me, in my
Can't
opinion.
let it go.
Yeah, if you can't just, you know what I'm saying, all right, y'all got y'all points out, cool, especially if we on the internet, we can't scrap. So we finna sit here and listen to y'all go back and forth for 30 minutes. Don't nobody want to hear that shit. All right, man, shut that shit up. Let's move on. And if you can't do that, then yeah, that's a little feminine in my opinion.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
Part of being a man is being able to, just go ahead and say, chuck it up, put what you really got inside aside in order to keep going forward and keep your eyes on what's best for everybody else. Basically, it's foresight and sacrifice. And the opposite of that is selfishness and, insight, which is something that's going to be more aligned with not being masculine. So, yeah, I agree with you, Biz. My fault, Mark.
No, so I think go ahead, Jack. Now, I was gonna say, I think it depends on the atmosphere and how it's all set up. And if it's atmosphere where this is how they do over here, you know what I'm saying, something like that, then that's different. But something like here, it's not structured for that to happen, or it should be going on, especially for, like I said, a long period of time. Two men raise their voice, get their point across, and then squash it after that, and it's it. Cool. But if it's ongoing, like you said, throughout the show, the shit still comes up where, like y'all said, somebody continue to take shots and shots and shots. Like, man, that was getting way overboard, way too petty. Yeah, to me, that's not masculine at all.
I mean, before you switch to JR, maybe I disagree with some of the guys. I think it's I think, and I could be wrong about what femininity is, but I think things that tend to remind me and align with what women do in women's nature, I consider those things to be feminine. And I think being inefficient with your words and doing things without a purpose is feminine to me. So like typically women nag, right? Nagging to me is saying things and not trying to find a solution. You just want to express yourself and continuously express yourself for no reason. And I think typically when I see guys arguing, it is feminine to me, the way that they do it. Because if you want to fight, I get it. Like, yo, we about to fight. But like a lot of guys will go on the internet and they'll like raise their voice and like, bro, you can't do nothing over the internet. I'm one of those people who like, I'll let you go, finish. And then I get my point across. But like a lot of like just arguing and just like saying things. And it's like, when you think about it, I think men are measured. And if there's at the end of this 10 minutes, you ranting, nothing happened. Nothing changed. You just wasted your time. You wasted my time. That's what girls do to me. I'm not against fighting. I'm not against saying, getting your point across. Like, oh, I think you a bitch. Cool. I think you a pussy. I think you a bitch. I'll fuck you if you was in front of my face. Cool. I'm done. Like, I got my point across. But outside of that, I think a lot of it is feminine.
Mont, you will also fly somebody out to beat them up.
Hey, Dad, we can't hear you if you're trying to say something. It's all good. So let me ask this question while she's getting that together. But it's masculine if a woman argues with a man.
That's dangerous if a woman argues with a man.
I mean, I know that's your opinion, but just based off of what we see all the time, if a woman is arguing, going back and forth with a man, then she's being labeled as masculine. Would you guys agree with that? That's what I mostly view it.
Yeah, I mean, I semi view it like that. It's because I think men know the limit based on how we look at each other. Like, there's a limit. Like, yo, bro, don't cross a certain limit. That's the subconscious nature of ours. Now, with the ladies, when they're doing they don't know the limit. They're just going off and think that there's no consequences behind it. And if there's some men, every men are different, who don't have control over their hands. So if you keep talking a lot of nasty stuff to them, they will put their hands on you. Sometimes maybe shoot you, sometimes fight you. But that's mostly because they don't know their limits. So it is kind of masculine. It's like, look, you need to chill. Like, we're not rocks. Just calm down a little bit. Yeah, that's all I have to say.
All right, go ahead, Dad. Let me see if I can get you in there.
Oh, my fault.
I just felt like a lot of the things that I heard that was described was childish, because I know both genders that do the same thing. I don't like the fact that most of the time when men are describing women, they're describing childish behavior instead of women behavior. They're like, oh, that's like a woman, that's like a woman. But to me, it's like that's a childish woman and stuff like that. But yeah, that's how I feel. I don't feel like a lot of that stuff is women behavior. I feel like it's childish behavior.
You don't think it's anything inside of, and you don't think that what we see of women has anything to do with just it aligning closely with women's nature. So when we see the way that, let's say, most of the women behave, you don't think that parts of that is due to just a women's nature. Like, for example, to be petty, right? Like, a lot of women aren't really as good as at communication like they think. A lot of women have attitudes, right? You know what an attitude is to me? An attitude is when you feel a certain way and you want other people to know, so you make a face and you kind of like just walk around like that all day. I don't think a man should ever do that, but I think women tend to do that. Women tend to be like, I'm mad at you, so I want you to know it, and I'm gonna walk around, my face is twisted up. Just so happen that women do that, and it's just so happen that kids do that. I don't know why, but you know, do you ever catch attitudes?
Again, I feel like that's childish. And the reason why I say it's childish is because, like, we've already discussed on this panel a lot of times about the women and the way our hormones change. So, for instance, if I am walking around the house one day with my face turned up because I'm a woman, I'm not a child, somebody might say something, my brother, someone, I'm like, wait, it might be around that time. Let me make sure I'm aware of my behavior, but I'm not childish with it. I'm not in a place where when something is saying, they're like, hold on, you kind of, okay, you're right. Let me shut up. Like, okay, I might be, it might be around that time, I might be a little bit emotional because I know myself as a woman. So I'm going to listen because I know that I have the capabilities of doing it. It's a difference from being a woman and being a child. A lot of women don't know themselves. They don't know that they get random attitudes when they get close to their period. They don't know they get tired. They don't know these things about themselves and they don't know how to articulate it. And it comes off as childish. It does. But when you have a woman, you don't have to go through all that.
Well, no, even if you have a
No, that
woman,
makes sense.
you still only experience that. I think it's oddly enough, and I've heard this plenty of times that women say that they want their man to treat them like a child, talk to me like a baby, treat me like a baby. But then when we say it, then it's, oh no, we don't act like that. Like that doesn't make sense. Even for you to say that because of my hormones, in my emotions, I can't control my face, and it takes a moment for me to realize that that's what children do. Children don't know how to control their emotions and what it is that they're feeling. They're always flip floppy, right? One minute they're happy, the next minute they're sad. One minute they're playing with their phone, somebody's tablet is an airplane. The next minute they're watching it, right? So
Well, what I would say is a person taking someone's face expression personal is childish to me, in my opinion.
You just saying that.
What?
No, I really believe that. Like, if you take someone's face expression or mood personal before asking them what's going on, to me, that's childish. To me, it's insecure. Because I'm in a bad mood doesn't necessarily mean it has anything to do with you.
Are we going to neglect the fact that a lot of women are largely childlike in their endeavors while they're by themselves?
Yeah, I like to be treated like a woman. I'm sorry that when you deal with women and children, you don't have to deal with us with the aggression or the sternness that you deal with other men, but there's a difference from dealing with a woman and a child, and I would like to be treated like a woman, not a child. I'm sorry that y'all can't differentiate the two, but
well, it's not that we can't differentiate the truths that we treat our women with that softness. You're not our women, so we treat you the way that you treat everybody else. It's you're not special to us. Not you specifically, but women who think that way. You guys aren't special to us. Why would I treat you the same way I treat my woman when I'm fucking my woman? I'm providing for her. You just a random person on the internet. I'm not going to treat you that same way.
You shouldn't.
So, but again, you're saying that you want us, you want men to talk to you softly. Why? Just because you're a woman?
No, I'm talking when me and him was talking, we was talking about far as in a relationship. We was talking about the dynamic of the household when I'm walking around. But if we're talking about other men, I just want other people in general to talk to me with respect. It doesn't have to be with the softness, but it does have to be with respect.
No, yeah, I mean, I agree with her though. Some basic respect is needed, and I did kind of agree with you until you said something about insecure. That you lost me with that part.
What
But and what she said about childishness and woman, yes, there is a major difference if you truly do meet an actual woman. They act more they act they act different. They act more of a more understanding. They act like an adult. And if you meet a woman who have a childish mindset, which is what she's pretty much stating, they act very childish. They the one who argue with you a lot. They the one who fight with you. They the one who name call you. They refuse to listen to you. So it's all about the mindset. This is where earlier when we had a conversation about putting a lady in her place, which I said is the wrong word, but enlightening, educating other things. What you're doing, you're raising the consciousness further up so they could start becoming a woman that might fight with you, that might argue with you, that might belittle you. But if they consistently stay around you and you keep, keep pushing wisdom into their ear, then eventually they becomes like what she said, an actual woman, and a woman maybe for you.
what's a woman? So real quick question. What's a woman? And I want to ask Di, are you the woman that he's talking about? Are you that?
I can honestly say, he didn't describe a woman. He didn't, like, what?
In
Yeah,
your
because
opinion, you
we
were
need to
shaking your
talk,
head.
but we need to talk about
I did
it's
agree.
called a
No, I'm
woman
not
and a
that type of
lady.
woman, but I can understand
It's,
where the guy,
hey,
what he said that y'all was describing. I agree with him. I agree that y'all were describing childish women, things of that. Like, I was agreeing with that portion.
So my question is, are you the woman that he's talking about? Like the woman, the mature one,
He didn't really describe the mature woman, but I consider myself mature. Yes.
Okay, so do you have any of the traits that I'm talking about? Do you find yourself sometimes with an attitude? And you might say, you know what, I gotta fix my attitude, but do you find yourself having an attitude and stuff
Mhm.
like
Yeah,
that?
I just feel like that's life. I'm human.
You know, you're a woman. I don't. That's not something that, like. Listen, man, it's one of the one.
But
Nothing burn me up than a man with an attitude, or like a
she
man that's
just
like there's a man that's just sighing and sucking his teeth. That burns me up. I used to be in my job at AT&T, and the line would be long, and guys would be like, "Oh, this line is," and they making all these sounds. I'm like, bro, you're not going to move faster because you're making sounds, and you like
let
that would like.
But I agree with that. If I'm in a long line, I'm not. That's why I said a lot of things. That's why I probably disagree with y'all when you say it's just all women. I think it's a character thing. You know, a
she
lot of
just
mature women is not going to complain about a long line, especially if you noticing that you're going in. And a lot of mature women is not going to necessarily get over traffic when you know you're driving during rush hour. Like,
And
I'm
she
just
just
saying.
stated, yeah, she just stated something that opened up her mind. Well, give insight to her thinking when she said, "I'm human." I'm not sure if y'all notice, like if y'all pay attention when people say stuff. I'm human, which means that she understands and is aware of flaws. I'm human. Once in a blue moon, I get mad. I mean, I may not type my face, but I do get mad.
No,
Let's say,
say I get an attitude, because I
yeah,
didn't
I
say
get
man. I
it.
said
Well,
attitude.
even the attitude. Let's say if I'm working hard and my girl keep calling me, yo, stop calling me. I'm working. I'm frustrated now. I have an attitude. What do you want? So it's not. I'm not always 24/7 calm. And then oh my bad. I was just sorry for calling you, which showed that they on the side of they aware, they acknowledge that yeah, you are working and I am bothering you. I was just trying to ask blah 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 blah. Yeah, yeah, sure, whatever you want. Okay, but let me get back to where I got back. So she just gave an insight to her mind when she said I'm human. And that tells me that she's, how would I say, she's in the realm of maybe she is that type of woman. I don't fully know her. I haven't fully went into her mind, into her thoughts and her mindset to actually process what type of woman she is. But based on just that one word that she said, it put her in a different category for me.
I think she's a woman that's self-aware sometimes, and I think that she has a proclivity sometimes. And I don't know you personally, Di, but I know that you can catch an attitude. But at the same time, you're self-aware to some degree, and you're one of the more level-headed women that we ever going to talk to on here. But you're still a woman, and you still will catch an attitude sometimes, and you know that you need to work on it. So.
I know Bo trying to get in there. Shane spoke in a long time. Go ahead, Bo.
So goodness. I think that, and I don't think that I'm hearing the men like speak in a negative way about women being emotional. Because like, at least I don't think I am. Hopefully I'm not hearing that. Hopefully y'all are not doing that because I'm not hearing it. But I will say there are some men who actually do make a big deal about women being emotional and calling us childish because of it. But then at the same time, will tell us all day long, men and women are different. Men and women are different. You know that we're emotional, but then we get called childish because of it. Um, there are a lot of things that men do that is considered childish. But if I'm being honest, like adults are just big children trying to figure out life. And the sooner we figure that out, the better. Now, with that, I will say that there's a lot of ways that men talk about women that sounds like you do want to treat us like children, like we don't have autonomy over ourselves. And it's really in the language. It's not really the way you treat us. It's really, well, some of y'all. It's really in the language that you use, like putting a woman in her place. On one hand, I can see it. On the other hand, I as an adult am still triggered by that because I'm like, I'm a full grown adult. You're not putting me anywhere. But when I'm with a man and when I'm with my man and there is a place to be because he has taken his place and I have my place, he doesn't have to put me anywhere because he has his place and I have mine. I can operate in a proper place for a woman and I don't have to take the lead and I don't have to do things because my man is doing it. And in that case, I will already be there and you don't have to put me anywhere. So I don't know if that made any sense, but it is kind of triggering for women to hear, I'm going to put you in your place.
No, yeah. And I want to say this, you know, just her mindset is scary. I wanted to say earlier while she was talking. That's what I want to say. Her mindset is very scary. You're gonna have a lot of problems. But if you notice, there's a difference between the two. You know, one understand flaws and realize it. She, you know, how she's talking. Yeah, you know, you're gonna have a lot of chaos over there. Now she's still a great woman, a beautiful woman. You know, and she's still kind. You know, but there will be a lot
Clean it
of
up.
it'll be no, I'm just being honest, but it'll be a lot of tug and war with this one right there. It'll be a lot of, you know, you're not gonna get your way. I don't care how
With
much you
me?
try, you're not. You know, but I mean, I don't know her
You talking
completely.
about me?
Yeah, no, yeah, I'm saying I don't know
He
you
talking about
completely,
you.
but I'm just saying
How? What
there's a
did I
major
say?
difference between the mindsets.
What did I
He
say?
said Di has a better mindset than you.
No.
You
What did I
Don't
say?
do that. Don't do that.
Hold on.
Man, don't do that, Mott.
I
Don't
didn't
do
say
that.
that,
Don't
man. I
do
didn't
that.
say that. I just said
Wait a
there's a
minute. Wait a
different
minute.
mindset. There's a
Don't
different
do that.
Wait.
mindset.
Oh my
Explain to
God.
me what I said that told you that it would be hard to get along with me. I didn't tell me what you heard that I said.
Bro, stuck in a bear trap.
What I heard you say, and I don't know if Naya can agree, is that no other person can correct me or put me in my place aside from my man, in which I understand. But realistically, in most cases, when a person, two people are in a relationship, especially if it's something that women feel passionately about, even if that man that you love attempts to correct you and you don't agree with it, by default, most women are going to give some type of pushback to where it's not like they're just going to immediately go into their place. That's a. It sounds good, but I don't think that that's too much realistic in most cases.
I think going down
You
the
don't think so, Vince?
same joint.
Come on, man.
You
What we
don't think
doing,
so, Vince?
man? What we doing, man?
No, I'm saying you really believe that. You
I'm
don't
still
think so?
confused.
I believe that if a woman feels passionately about something, I mean, and we see it on these panels, right? A woman, somebody could easily be called out on something that's just flat out wrong, but because they're so passionately in it, or they're so knee deep in it, I can't pull out of it now, so I'm gonna down this hill.
Damn.
So
Let's just keep it.
Can I say what I think putting a woman in her place is?
Do you desire that?
Okay,
Bo, do you desire
no,
that?
I do like that, but can I say what it is?
Okay,
How
that's
would
what I
you know
thought.
what
Bo,
she
do you?
desire if I don't give my opinion on what it is? I think
Do I
putting a
desire
woman
what?
in her place is putting a woman in her femininity. That's what I think.
You got two different questions going on with two different people.
That's
Yeah,
deep.
what you say again?
I think putting a woman in her place is putting her in her femininity. So when you said you don't think just being and approaching and just being a man is good enough, I just disagree. And if it is not good enough for you, you probably are dealing with a child and not a woman.
See her, I could date her.
Everybody remember a different world.
I'm just saying.
Everybody remember a different world.
Yeah, when he checked Whitley,
you're gonna get a different diamond. Just in my opinion, I stopped.
I've never heard anybody see that
with
scene.
men. It's just that simple. It's just, and it happens like a switch.
Humble.
So it is desired to be put in one's place. Okay, so what are we?
That's the thing.
But she did say by her man. So just like
because I like the place I'm being.
Wait. Hold on.
We talking about right now.
Would it be fair to say in that situation, if a woman can say that I want to be put in my place, that's being childish? You're a grown ass woman. I shouldn't have to put you in your place. That should be something that you are innately just resting in. That's a place where you want to be. I shouldn't have to put you in your place because that's what you want. We know that most women, all women, I would assume, that they are going to test men at whatever point. Shit could be going great. Just how the meme go. We can be in Dubai watching the sunset, and motherfucker hit you with the. So who's Naomi? Bitch, can we just enjoy this moment? Like, what the fuck? Like,
can I argue a little bit? I think men want to put women in their place.
She said, "Can I argue?"
I feel like real men want to put a woman in her place. Like, I don't have to. When a man first meet me, I don't feel like I'm not feminine. I'm feminine. You know what I'm saying? But once he becomes my man wants me feminine. He wants to put me in my place. He wants all the feminine parts.
Men don't want to men don't want to have to work.
Listen to what I said. Put in your face. When I say put him in my place, what I mean is opening my door. Doing things that a man's supposed to do.
Dad.
Come on, man.
You're thinking of it. Hold on. Let me finish. Let me finish.
Some men won't do that though.
Let me finish. Can I finish, please?
Yeah, just let her finish. Go ahead,
like Naya.
That's crazy.
Like Naya was saying earlier, y'all kept making it seem like putting a woman in her place has to do something with belittling or something negative. It doesn't. It doesn't always have to be negative, especially when you're dealing with a woman. When you're putting a girl in her place, a child in her place, it's going to be those little, what you talking about, Naomi? You think I'm going to worry about Naomi in your phone and I'm in Dubai? As a woman.
Yes.
Absolutely.
As a woman.
Yes.
Now, y'all deal with children. I'm sorry.
But see, that's the thing. She just
hold on.
And two, I wouldn't even be. It wouldn't be no name. Like,
hold on, Dad. Just to clarify, all of the men on the panel agreed that putting a woman, that what you just described as putting a woman in their place is not what any of the men said that it was to them. We all agreed that essentially is correcting this woman when something is going on where it appears to be out of order. It has nothing to do with belittling, calling them out their name, nothing of that nature. See, that's the problem, is that when women hear correction, they hear, "Oh, you're belittling me, you're manipulating me," and that's not the situation. We're just trying to get you back on track because of your emotional instability. Is the unstable creatures. We got to get you back on track to where it is. Look, this is what's going on. Let's stay focused.
No disrespect to women's hormones. We're gonna act like your irrational hormones that make you irrational in downtown Dallas don't carry over with you when you take that 17-hour flight to Dubai. Like that's just. I'm not gonna say it's disingenuous because that sounds like it's an attack, but it's just not fucking true. If every time we talk about like something with men and women, if you've noticed, there's a woman on every panel that will describe something that benefits her, and then tone police how it's said to her, and then say, well, if you also don't do this, it doesn't count. For example, Di just said, if he opens my door, if he puts me in my femininity, no man wants to put a woman in her femininity. He's supposed to show up like that. That's not something we want to do. That's akin to a woman saying, I want a man that can handle me, like we're a fucking zookeeper. Like we want to be dealing with shit like all the time. Like we want to deal with your emotions. Okay, well, to keep you in your femininity, I gotta do all this performative shit to make you be who you're supposed to be without me anyway. Like, and it was a perfect example. And you said it yourself. We all were on board with what putting women in their place was. And then when we get the women's perspective, or get a woman's perspective, it was, something different. Y'all took what Bo said because Bo was like a whataboutism. I understand that. But we also understand where she's coming from. She's very consistent about what she says on these panels. The problem is that when anytime is a group of men that have a consensus about what a man should do, we give women too much space to come in and counter or refute or add their 2 cents to something that they have no say in.
Let me consider super chats, man, before they build up. Ghost, Jake Speed, $5 definition for PRT 2304. Put oneself or one talents to an unworthy or corrupt use or purpose for the sake of personal or financial gain. Jake Speed again, $2. Don't bring me peace. Have a stank box. Jake Speed again, $5. You haters. My whole poll is cleaner than aborta. Health hygiene should be #1 on everybody's book. UK cover funk with Victoria's Secret. Okay. You can $5. A friend of mine just told me that his wife shot him 3 times. He was hit twice just because he told her he was going to divorce her. This is crazy. They speaking at $2. I didn't always agree with KS. He did it. He did it well. He mean putting women in their place. They speed again $2. People like Hoover vacuum cleaner. They love dirty. Brother with the 99-cent super sticker, also a member. Shout out to you. Naomi on the panel, gifted 5 Lapeef Network memberships. Thank you, ma'am. Brother, a member, gifted 1 Lapeef Network membership. Thank you, brother. Watch the screen, 777, $5. All of the men I know who are most successful women. Talk to them however they want without regard to how they feel. They are rewarded with womb. Okay. Jose. It's 189. 199. Shout out to Willie representing.
I think it's Joseph, bro.
Joseph, yeah, there you go. Thank everybody who contributed to the platform. Appreciate you guys. So the reason why I brought up this conversation, women cannot be masculine. Shout out to DJ Hemp. If you guys haven't already, make sure you go and support him over there. Great conversations. But they was having a discussion last week, I believe. And I was listening in on it. So I pulled some clips from it, which I think could add to this conversation. And we can make it a little bit more dynamic. So I'm going to go ahead and run this clip. And we'll go ahead and further discuss. You got some questions, send those $5 super chats in, man, and I'll go ahead and ask the panel whatever question you want to be answered.
Real quick, JR.
Go
No,
ahead.
Bo had a question for the last 5 minutes. I don't know if it's something that's going to pertain to the new topic or not, but I didn't know if we should move off it before she had something to say, or maybe she wanted to defend herself or something.
Yeah, you're right about that. World chat is $2. Go ahead, Bo.
Okay. So I'm just wondering. So the guys reacted to what I said kind of negatively, and nothing that I said was intended to impact you all so negatively. My question is, do you men feel like every woman deserves your protection?
Hell no.
Okay. No.
Fuck no.
Okay. That's what I thought. So why is it that when I say when I'm with my man, this is how I react to my man? Why is it that you all expect for me to allow any man to put me in my place?
I would like to answer this. It's not. See, when you said any man can do it, I also see
I
your
didn't
man
say
can
that.
do it. No, I said when you say any man can't do it, can't put
I
you in your
didn't say
place.
that.
Beside your man, only your man could put you in your place, right?
I never said that. I just said my original statement, I was just referring to my man. I didn't say anything about any other man. I just
Okay.
specifically was talking about my man in that comment.
Okay. Well,
But my
based on how
question is, why did that impact you so negatively? And why is it that it's a problem when only my man, when I'm talking about that, like only my man?
well,
I have
well,
a good.
based on
Go ahead, Champ.
everything, based on everything you stated, it pretty much there's a lot of resistance on how you spoke. Now, it doesn't impact me or doesn't affect me at all, meaning that I'm just gonna stay away. But there was a lot of resistance, which may, if I do decide to participate in any form of relationship with you, I will encounter many different resistance while dealing with you in that relationship, which I prevent. Which by just talking to you, I can already see that. So I prefer to just stay out of it. It doesn't impact me or affect me at all though.
But it did. That's what I'm saying. It did
No.
because it garnered, no, hold on. It garnered a certain response from you guys. You all were laughing, and you said that there's going to be pushback and I'm going to be a problem.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yes.
in my statement, I don't understand where the problem was because the only thing I was saying is that it's the language that women are responding to. I am triggered by that specific statement, but I do not mind my man, doing so because if my man has his place, I know I have my own place.
But let's
So,
look at it this
Let
way.
somebody else
The
answer.
only the disconnect is, and this is it's not even deep. The disconnect is the words you chose were interpreted by us generally as what we explained to you. However, your intent and what you wanted your words to convey was not the way we took it. That is
Okay.
all. It's not
Okay.
anything.
Yeah.
Nobody was impacted. No one looked at you differently. No one thinks that it's not anything new. You said this a time or 10. It's just that what you said, like you're only responsible for the words you choose and then your intent behind those words. Unfortunately, your intent behind those words fell flat on the majority of us. That is all. But no one was impacted or triggered or bothered by it at all.
No, I know, but I was just trying to figure out what the words were because what I'm trying to do is understand what I said, how what I said made that type of impact, opposite impact is what I'm saying.
Oh, it was the fact that only your man can check you when any of us up here should be able to check you for in a multitude of lights. For example, if I see you doing something that I know is going to harm you, I should be able to address that with you. It's the same thing with Fresh, right? It's not just your man because unfortunately your man is not the only person that's going to be around you to see you in your environment. Your father
Oh
should
no,
be
I
able
get
to
it.
check you. Your uncles, your brothers, the men you respect should be able to check you. And it's not, again, in the way that like Di unfortunately alluded to it being put. It's not that way. It's just us saying like, hey, you do this, stop, chill out. This is you fucking up right now. And it's not in any type of negative or derogatory way. And it's also a different way than your man would do it. Your man is going to check you with with skin in the game. If we check you, we have no skin in the game as far as you're concerned. So we can let you go unchecked, but out of respect for you, we would try to check you. Your man is obligated to do that because that's his job as your man.
Ooh, arrest me, daddy.
Right after you, Viz.
What it is that that women say that they want or even expect in some cases from men. So let's say a situation, you're at Sharks, J&J's, McDonald's, whatever, right? And there's a guy that's arguing with you. You're going back and forth with him, and Naya walks up and like, "Hey, sweetheart, calm down." You know what I'm saying? "Hey, come over here." Woo, woo, woo. And, "Oh no, fuck that." Now you're escalating. You know what I'm saying? The situation even more. So when I hear a woman say, "The only man that could check put me in my place or whatever is my man," then that means that you are a woman that essentially is a liability because you're unwilling to take the smallest, simplest form of correction to where the expectation of, oh, Black women are the most underprotected women on the planet and all this other stuff. But it's like, but y'all won't even listen to the most simplest form of correction of us being aware of your safety. So
I know you are.
Let me chime in real quick. I got a simp for Bo real quick. I don't think that is that much of a difference between Di and Bo's positions. Like now, if you was talking about Naomi, oh yeah, hell yeah. Like Naomi is the most woman we got on channel right now. Like Naomi probably just been quiet this whole time. Like, no, I agree with niggas. Like I ain't even got nothing to say, right? But I think that the only difference is that I think Di would give you more problems on the back end than Bo. Like I think Bo just put on her little front because she, you know, she don't like a lot of these niggas, so that they just be kind of battling back and forth. So she like, y'all niggas can't tell me what to do. But every time I talk to Bo, she understands the perspective, and it seems like a lot of times she just like, oh, okay, I get that.
Ooh, like, arrest me, daddy.
I just commented on something the other day, like in Bo's DM about y'all know when like women be like, oh, I cook and I clean. I should get paid a chef's salary, but I don't, and I don't get paid, a cleaner salary. If I got paid a salary, I get paid $1 million a year because I get paid chef dues and cleaner and cleaner dues and all that. I commented something to Bo. I'm like, well, do I get paid for my do I get paid to be a bill payer and do I get paid to be a security guard? Like then my woman owed me $1 million. Bo's like, okay, I agree, you win.
Ooh, arrest me,
that whole post was, if you look at that post, bro, if you just, I don't comment. I just look at people's profiles. If you look at those people's profiles, their profiles match their comments. Like as far as how fucking retarded they were.
But all I'm saying is that I don't think that if we asked 10 minutes ago, we asked Di, yo, can I put you in your place? She'd be like, nigga, you ain't my man. Like the same response that Bo would have of like, yo, you're not my man, you can't put me in my place. But if you talk to Bo and you articulate yourself, right, she will understand and she will like take heed. Bo is not the hyena y'all be thinking. Y'all think she cookie. Y'all think she country cooking.
No, whoa. To be fair, I don't think anybody thinks that she's close to Cookie. Cookie is the hyena the final boss of hyena bitches. Like the Bo is she's not even level 1 as far as that video game is concerned. So no, that's not what we're saying. But I just being fair, what Bo said sounds like the same shit that those I don't need a man type bitches say all the time. Like it's the same, it's the same it's the same wording, packaged a little different with a different intent though. That's why we took it the way we took it.
No,
even though if we didn't know, for example, if Di had said that, we wouldn't even have tried to push back. We'd just been like, okay, that's just cool. Right. But we've all dealt with Bo on these panels for so long and have so much context to what she says that when she said it, some of us didn't look through it because we have to weigh everything that Bo says against who we know Bo to be. But if we just listen to the words, ain't nobody finna check me but my nigga.
Real quick,
Yeah,
all
No,
I
then
I
want
didn't
plus,
mean
real quick,
but
that.
all
then
I want to say wasn't none
So
of y'all
Bo
friends
talking
with
shit.
Bo. Wasn't none of y'all friends with Bo until I got here. Y'all hear that?
Ooh, arrest
Wasn't none
me,
of y'all friends with
daddy.
Bo until
Hey,
I got here.
I
and
grow on
then
Right?
people,
Just
so I don't
saying.
and
know.
then plus, plus I dealt with people who spoke like that. I just be observing them. Now when they say it, I laugh. When we're actually interacting, you actually really see what they're talking about, and they're very chaotic, in my opinion. Now, the one thing that I noticed what Bo did, she started asking questions, which means that she's open to understanding, like she's open to actually hear you out. But most people that talk like that, they're not really open to hearing anything that you got to say.
Hey,
They
Nah.
I need to make a clarification, Jr. Cookie is not the final boss. I ain't a bitch. Is her sister is not Cookie. It's her sister. Like see my profile pic, it's her. Like that is the boogeyman of like the hyena bitches. Like she's the super saiyan hyena bitch.
All right, go ahead, Naomi, and then we get to this
Where
clip.
the hell did you get that picture from?
I got it the day that she was crashing out on us.
Okay, so I want to say this. I think so. I have a little bit more softness to myself, but I think what you would if you listen to Bo and you pay attention to what she says, and compared to majority of the men on here, other men who come up here take Bo asking questions as an act of rebellion or discontentment or combativeness. And all she's asking for clarity. Although sometimes love you, Bo, but her tone and difference in the way that she asks comes across as combativeness if you're not paying attention to the words. That means the men who respond in a certain type of way, I can always tell that it's going to be an issue because of the fact that he's like, why you got to talk to me like that? She's like, I'm not saying nothing. I'm asking a question. And I can instantly clock it when a guy is going to come back at her in a certain type of way because he's reacting emotionally to something. Now, so
Damn.
there, and that's just me personally. That's all I'm going to say because I've interacted with her like for almost 6 months now. From on this platform and on another platform. But that's what I'm seeing the most of is that she asks questions behind questions and she's very deliberate on what she says. Like, you're not going to sit here and tell me what I'm thinking. Or you're not going to sit here and try to convince me of otherwise. And she's very firm in her foundation. Like, there's no swaying. It is what it is. And I'm seeing that a lot of, not majority of the men up here, but when she is asking certain questions, if you take the tone out of it, because her difference in tone sometimes comes across as a bit aggressive, but if you take the tone out of it and you listen to what she's saying, it'll make sense.
Yeah, I don't know.
I gotta get to this clip, man. I gotta get to this.
Before.
Yeah, I gotta get to this clip. Hit the like button if you haven't already, man. Let's go ahead and get to this clip. Again, make sure y'all go ahead and support DJ Hamp. Thank you for this discussion. Here we go.
A lot of words that we use colloquially, we use things wrong or incorrectly or as we see fit. I'm guilty of it with a few words. Even like deference, we kind of used it not definitionally, but it made sense for the conversation. But when I'm thinking about masculine and feminine, I think it's been used and abused to the point where now you are diluting the true meaning of it, and it does a disservice to the men specifically as we talk about masculine. Anytime we see a behavior that we deem aggressive or unbecoming, we try to tell the woman that's doing it that she's masculine, right? But she cannot be masculine, right? And think about it. We only associate it with the poor behavior that women exhibit. So what are we saying about masculinity? And then when we look at toxic masculinity, I hate that so much. I think we need to guard the tenets of masculinity more and uphold them, regardless of what people saying or thinking about them in this new day and age. Like even tough could be a problem. I don't think a man can be too tough, But when we having a conversation where it's being diluted and associated with people who can't be it, that's what we open the doors for, So that's the thing that I've just been assessing in terms of how we were saying this person's masculine, this person's feminine, And then instantly when a man is demonstrative, right? What do they say? Oh, he's sassy. What you doing? Art? Oh, you acting feminine? Nah. Femininity doesn't have a monopoly on how you express yourself. Right? That's not how that works. If you ever went to any barbershop, men be yelling, fussing, doing push-ups, wrestling, all types of shit over a football game. Right? That don't make those men feminine. But one thing that I'm gonna assess, because I got a few videos queued up, is when it's used and how we view it. Because I have a notion, depending on who they talking to, is when we try to redistribute the term. You know, because I was looking in the chats, but through my mind, and I'm like, when is she being called masculine? Oftentimes it's when she's conversing with a man directly, but then they'll exhibit the same behavior and they won't get called masculine in that instance. You know, so even then it's inconsistent. But I just think that we have to use these words more definitionally speaking, and women can't be masculine. Unbecoming behavior is just unbecoming behavior.
Yeah, I think. True.
I agree with, we got to use words according to what they fucking mean. That's common sense. But the thing about his logic and where it falls short is that he only talked about the negative things that we say that women can be masculine for. We say that women who make a bunch of money are masculine because they have to go do masculine things to make that money in the workplace. They have to be disagreeable. They have to, you saying, be very aggressive, to be assertive. They have to lead masculine things. So he's only talking about it when it's used in a negative way, saying that women can't be masculine, as if that's the all-encompassing term or the all-encompassing reason that we use that word. That's women can absolutely be masculine. Men can be feminine. If you need examples of both, for the fucking 15th time, look at studs and fairies. Like, you can see men, like, that is the embodiment of a man being feminine and a woman being masculine. It's not, and obviously respect his opinion, right? Respect his opinion, all that. It's just, it doesn't pass the logic test. And that's what's unfortunate about, like, when we say that we have these opinions, we try to push them off as facts, or we try to have other people adopt these so then they can go regurgitate this shit on other platforms and channels. We're doing ourselves a disservice, because, agreed, as I said, words have definitions. We should be using them all willy-nilly. But there's no scenario where we can say that women are masculine or men can be feminine.
I think that's why things need to be. That's why people need to have conversations with other people, because if you were there, you'd have been there to challenge. Be like, you know what, Hank, I want to challenge that, and maybe he would have been like, you know what, let me throw this perspective out because you gave me a good challenge and I actually agree with you. That's why I think we need to have these conversations.
It's easy to challenge logic. I mean, if you understand the 3 rules of logic, it's not hard to do. And once you don't, like, if none of us only say the women are masculine when they're arguing with niggas or when they you saying loud and rambunctious, that's not the only time. There are several positive times where a woman is masculine and it works to her benefit in a certain environment. The majority of those are in the workplace, but it works to her detriment almost everywhere else. So we'd say it's like a 60-40 split. 40% of the time when y'all are being masculine, it helps you because you're doing it with a positive intention to be successful, earn money, gain respect, and, a promotion or some shit. The other 60% is making the niggas you want not like you.
Go ahead, Dad. Yeah.
Yeah, I did, but you know me, if I don't get it out, I forget because I'm listening to him. So I forgot. But if I remember, I'll put my hand back up.
Yeah.
All right. Go ahead, Nye. Go ahead, Nye. You're on mute.
Okay, yeah, I forgot. God damn it.
I don't know what y'all on you and that, man, y'all. That's why I put y'all.
Well, I could talk about the clip. I'll talk about the clip.
Left-hand cigarettes, JR. Them left-hand cigarettes whooping their ass.
I feel like I agree with him a lot. I do agree with him a lot. I do feel like sometimes when men can't meet a certain part of masculinity, then they go to the petty stuff. Earlier, I think y'all was just talking about studs, and y'all was saying even studs are not held to the same standards of masculinity that other men are held to. When I sometimes give these opinions to other men, some men be like, what the hell is these men on this panel talking about? Like, can't no woman emasculate me. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, they be confused as hell. And then they be like, okay, like, sometimes when I think about it, I feel like y'all try to get women to act like men to make it easier for y'all. Like, that's what it sounds like to me. Like, y'all want us to deal with stuff the way y'all want us to deal with it. Y'all don't want us to have our hormones. Y'all don't want us to, just be women. Y'all just rather us be like y'all to make it easier for y'all. That's what it sounds like.
What would
I remember
actually
them.
no straight man wants a woman to act like a man or deal with anything like a man would.
But y'all
and
always
what would
complain about us being emotional. Ain't that's part of being a woman?
so real quick, Di, what do you think every man on this panel wants in his house?
That's what I'm trying to figure out. I don't know. I feel like every man on this panel needs to explain that to me. Because I'd be
There's
real
one
confused.
particular
It sounds
thing
like
that
y'all want a man in y'all house. That's what it sounds like.
there's one particular thing that every
Damn.
man on this panel wants from a
That's what you
woman in
wanted,
his
Naya?
house.
And
That's what you want, Naya?
Right now,
DJ,
as I'm
tell me.
observing her, she's just being smart. She's playing game. She know what it
Right.
is.
I'm
She's
trying to
just
make
being
it
smart.
super. I'm trying to just keep it super simple. And I think Di knows exactly what I'm talking about.
I honestly don't. That's why I want you
So,
to explain.
every man on this panel wants peace.
Mhm.
So it would be absolutely contradictory to say that we want you to act more like men, so it would be easier for us. In fact, that would actually be contradictory to what we actually want. We don't want competition. We already deal with that on the outside. When we come in, we want peace. This is what we've earned from being in competition on the outside.
What do you think women want?
Protection and provision.
You don't think women want peace?
Well, that kind of goes without saying. That
I'm just
comes with it.
asking because you said men. You said it. You're doing what he said.
Wait.
Asking
You're
who
doing what he said
She
in
almost
the
called me in a
video.
bear trap, but go ahead. Go ahead, say it again.
You kind of almost doing what he said in the video. It's like you're putting you wanting peace as a man's trait instead of a grown person trait. Kids like combativeness. Kids like to act like, okay, I'm not made the way I'm made. I'm not biologically designed the way that I'm biologically designed. So they're going to be combative over those type of things. So that's why I'm saying the things that y'all say, he said it. Y'all are not labeling them correctly. Like I had to correct you earlier. A lot of men were saying childlike traits that men and women do, regardless if women do them more. There's men who's very immature that holds those traits, that tends to talk over women, that tends to feel like just because he has a dick, that his opinion matters and he gets to yell because he feel like yelling is part of masculinity. We see it all the time. Those are childlike behaviors, period.
All right, so I want
And I
everybody to
like to say
understand.
something.
Wait. I want everybody to understand what just happened. Okay.
Period.
So, uh, Di explained something, and all I did was ask a question. What do men want? That's all I did. And after I explained that men want peace, she then made it to seem as I made peace a gender specific thing. Now I almost allowed myself to be swept up in that bullshit, and I know Willie saw it. Now it's not to say that what you were saying doesn't make sense. However, when I say that every man on the panel wants peace, it doesn't mean that women don't want peace. Now, is it possible that women want problems? That's probably entertaining for them, but it don't mean that y'all don't want peace too. So we not gonna get swept up in that. Just because I say men want peace, don't mean women want chaos all the damn time. That's not what I said.
Listen, y'all know how
in
they
the
say
video,
that
even
men
to go to the
mansplain
part
things.
of you saying that that we want women to deal with their hormones and emotions like men. No, that's completely false. What we want is for you to deal
Shut the
with
fuck
them
up.
like an adult. Be an adult
Okay.
and deal with what it is that you've been dealing with for the past 35 years or however old it is that you are. You know what's coming from it. You know what to expect. In many cases, especially if for men, if I've been dating you for a year, I know exactly how you're gonna start acting when your cycle comes. I know how you're gonna act while it's there. I know how you're gonna act while it's coming off. All that we are saying is deal with that shit like an adult and don't deal with it like a child and use it as a reasoning as to why you get to act like a fucking child and be immature and walk around with an attitude and all this other shit. That's all that men are saying. That's all that we are saying. We don't want a woman that acts like a man. That makes no sense. No straight man is going to want that. And
Yeah, and that's what she's saying too. She said, she distinguished something from women and childish behavior. Um, a woman, a childish mindset. So what you were saying is the same thing that you're saying. You're just saying it completely. I'm guessing just Chris, crossing itself. But also, I want
no,
to talk about that video.
what she said is that I should be able to deal with my hormones and my emotions, how it is that I feel like I should be able to deal with it.
I don't think
we know what else women hate. They hate when men
what are you saying, Di?
Like they hate when men
Naya
mansplain shit,
just
but they
said,
love
I
to
said this
elaborate.
specifically, Viz.
Like
I
it makes
said
no
this
sense how that
specifically.
happens.
I said that I have hormones. I am not unaware that I don't have them, but I deal with them like a woman. So if my man is gonna call me out and tell me, baby, you tripping, woo, I'ma listen. Cause I'm aware, I'm self-aware, and I'm human. I said that. Y'all the one who try to make it
You're
seem
going to
like
listen while you're
I said
emotional.
women who yells and do all that other crazy stuff are not really women. They're child. That's childlike behavior.
But we also
that's what
can't
she,
deny the fact
Like
that
the
the
ones who
majority of
feel like,
women
oh,
are
I could do it because
childlike.
I want to. I'm on my period, so you can't tell me knock a rocker. If my nigga say, you walking around here with an attitude in your face, I need you to smell, I'ma smell.
No, we ain't gonna do all that.
But when you get it too personal and you start saying, what did I do? Why are you walking around upset?
Liz, you said it perfect, bro. You said you want her to handle like an adult. You said it perfectly.
Yeah, for sure. But hold on, Willie. We went years of women, black women, specifically telling black men to stop telling us to smile. I don't do anybody remember that era?
Mm-hmm.
Black
Y'all
women
had spoke out
literally
against that on these panels.
Stop walking around and telling us to smile.
I don't see nothing wrong with that. No, but my question is, why is it that y'all feel like y'all want to tell us to smile and put us in our places? Other women, mad you, other women, you want to put other men's women in their places on this panel, but y'all don't want to protect them because they not your woman. Y'all don't want to do all this other stuff, but y'all want to tell us to smile. Y'all want to put these women in their place, but
You
we're not
adding
your
so much
woman.
hot sauce
Why
to
does it
this.
matter? We're not your woman. Why
Listen,
does it matter?
Fresh.
All
When
right.
you asked her a
All right.
question, and she tried to she explained some shit. That's what they say. They say men mansplain. Well, women she elaborate. That's exactly what they do.
I like that.
When they talk about something, because
I like
they never at no point did she answer your question. At no point did she answer your question.
She tried to act like she didn't know what the answer was. She knew what the answer was.
And then when Viz said it, she's like, well, you want me to I want to handle my emotions like a woman. Well, how about this? Handle your emotions like an adult woman. A woman who understands that her insides do not make it okay for her to be a bitch on the outside.
Of course.
But that's not what happens, and that's not been the message. You saying, of course, now that hasn't been. You start talking about it, and then when Viz made the point, you started trying to elaborate to him, and he made it the plainest of the four of us that have spoke on it.
Are y'all proud of me?
Act like an adult, not a woman. Act like an adult.
You're proud of me.
Thank you. Are y'all proud of me? I get
This
it.
is
Look, are y'all
crazy.
proud of me?
See, that's the one thing.
No,
Viz, I don't know. Viz, I don't know why you surprised as this. We was on here on a one Wednesday, and we had this whole goddamn conversation of the shit we had to suffer. The shit starts when they were 11 years old, when they got their first menstrual cycle. That shit runs all the way up to about the late 40s, early 50s, and now what they're getting hot flashes, hormones all over. We're gonna have to deal with this bullshit for the rest of our goddamn life. It's not gonna stop.
You shut your mouth about them hot flashes. You shut your damn mouth about these hot flashes.
They got medication for
Shout out
all
to
of
the
that
hot
shit
flashes.
now.
But these are realities we got to deal with. Now, hopefully, they are adult women and move and operate and act like that. But if they're not, Fellas, you better beware. Don't deal with them if they can't act like adults and handle themselves like adults. Know how to, like we said, when it's coming on, you know it's coming on. The good book said, don't sleep with them while they're on the menstrual. Make sure you fellas have a spare bedroom and put these ladies in the spare bedroom and let them bleed and go through their cycle. And when they're ready to come back and act civilized, bring them back into the bedroom. That is my suggestion to every last one of you fellas out here.
I think the Bible also says, don't trust anything that bleeds for 7 days to be rational. I forgot what book it's in, but
God
at the same time, we can't, because if what I think I want to change my top 2 red flags from what they were, because I think one is now is a woman using her period for as an excuse to be a bitch, because that is the most annoying shit ever. You know how many times I got blue balls, but I don't walk around being a dick to people because I ain't got none in a long time. Like, I'm not fixing it. There's no different than a woman running around here because she ain't got her back blown out, or she's about to start her cycle, just running around here being evil and saying and sowing hate and discontent in the world because her fucking insides is all out of whack.
Willie, please don't make us have a whole biology lesson on here on what the women can cycle.
If we had a biology lesson, then I'd be the one
and how it
teaching.
affects the brain. I'm not saying you can be a disrespectful bitch, but what I'm saying is your girlfriend will get moody. Her
No one
attitude
says,
will
no one's
change.
arguing against that.
Just because she knows better don't mean it won't happen.
Because she's childlike. Thank you. Thank you. You
Yeah,
walked
dog.
into it.
No,
An
dog.
adult woman knows
Not
better.
the disrespectful part,
doesn't.
Willie. Oh
That's
my
not being
God, you
disrespectful,
like it.
but again, you walked into that bear trap. You're welcome, Fresh.
Yes.
A adult woman will know better. A childlike woman won't.
Yeah, dog. So this is why I had my same position as earlier, right? Because you think that, oh, you know, if I got an attitude, oh, he was cooking that up. You think if I got an attitude, right?
That shit ain't funny, and I don't think that shit funny at all.
I know that's right.
Nah, real quick.
Hey, JR, 7 out of 8 ain't bad, G.
Real quick, dog. Like earlier, you were saying like, oh, if I got an attitude and my man tell me to fix it, I'm gonna fix it, right? That's childlike, because it's childlike because that's what I do. If my kid got an attitude, what I'm gonna say, fix your face.
You know what's
And they
crazy
gonna fix
to me,
their face.
Mike? I feel like y'all think correction is childlike behavior when it happens all through life. I'm talking to my friends. My friend might be a little emotional, yelling, "Hey, bitch, calm down. You yelling too much. Let's talk like adults." That doesn't mean she's a child. That means she's a woman. That's why I said it's weird that y'all don't know how to differentiate an emotional woman from an erratic child.
Yeah, no. Again, what she's
I do feel like y'all want women to be men. The fact that y'all don't want us to have hormones, y'all don't want our brains to produce certain hormones that takes us through these cycles.
Hold on.
No, y'all. I don't think mine was finished. Hold on, y'all. I don't think mine was finished, and then we're gonna have that
Shaq is
response.
gonna have a field day clipping this.
So die, right? I don't know about everybody else, but I'm real red pill, right? When I say real red pill, I'm all about the truth. So when I say women are childlike, I'm not saying that I want you to be a child. I'm saying that I acknowledge how you are, and I've never complained about it. I understand that I'm gonna have to tell you to fix your face.
So I have a question.
Can I finish? Let me finish.
Yeah, I'm
first.
sorry. I'm sorry.
Let me finish
Go ahead.
first, right? Me saying that you are childlike and you and children have similarities, I'm not saying that you're a kid. You're an adult woman who you guys happen to have similarities to children. I don't mind it. I love it. I embrace everything about my woman. I embrace everything about women. I accept the good and the bad, or what we perceive to be the bad. It's just who you are. I don't mind having to do that or else I wouldn't be getting married, because I'm gonna have to continue to do that for the rest of my life. Unless I don't know how women are when they're 60 or whatever. But there's nothing wrong with it. Like, it's nothing wrong that you are similar to children in certain ways, right? Me having to correct you, like my kid, fix your face, that's childlike, and it's okay. It's nothing wrong with that. It is what it is. And as you're with your man for longer and longer and longer, hopefully you start to adopt. Hopefully you start to mature as a woman, which is typically what I think happens. And he has to do that a little bit less, even though he's still gonna probably have to do it forever to some degree.
Well, I think, like I said, in my opinion, that was just an example y'all used. And I feel like a man who is offended by my face expressions that are asking me is childish. I don't think my man would tell me to fix my face, because I don't think my man would take my face expressions personal. So let's just start there. But I did want to say that when you
That's
speak on
out.
women, and children, that's where it. I want to ask a question. Do you feel like we're the same because you have to adjust yourself in an empathetic way like you do with children? You can't, because you can't deal with either one of us like men. That's why you think we're the same.
No, I think that like when I said that I think like men arguing to some degree was feminine, right? It's adjacent. It reminds me of what women do, right? And when I say that women and children have these similarities, it just is what it is, right? It has nothing to do with, and I don't mind having to do it, but if you got to do it too much, it's because that girl is like she way too, you know. But
So, do
Immature.
you think men and children have
yes,
similarities?
we do. I like the
Okay.
certain things that I have fun doing,
Hmm.
are
Or
childlike.
even in a negative way, like how you say with women. Do you
I'm
think men share some negative traits that the same as some children?
Oh, none of them come to mind for me. But what do you think? Give me your perspective.
Anger.
You think
That's
men
the
get?
main one.
You
Yes,
think
I
men get
think.
angry?
And sometimes how they deliver their passion, it could be disrespectful because passion is an emotion, just as anger. You know, they don't know how to emotionally regulate that. They get very disrespectful. The way they deal with each other, just looking at the crime that men do in general is very impulsive, emotional, like children. Children are very impulsive and emotional. So that's why I said I agree with him, because even when it comes down to men, there are certain traits that a real man don't have, but a childish, immature, traumatized man would have. And now
Yeah,
the world is telling you that a man is, oh, it's a man's trait to, want to lash out and just kill somebody. No, that's someone traumatized. That's someone that might be immature. That's not a man's trait. To me, a real man's trait is not going to be impulsive like that. It's not going to go out there and murder. It's not going to do pedophilia.
yeah,
I don't mean to say certain
Yeah, I
things,
mean,
but that's what I mean. And I do understand what he means by bringing the life back to masculinity, and not just masculinity, but femininity. But since we talking on Lapeef, it's really masculinity. Like a lot of things that's supposed to be deemed masculine is really not talked about no more. It's always negative, and I don't like that. I don't feel like men who choose to use their strength in order to showcase it to other men, or just to be like, oh, or making impulsive decisions, that decide to shoot somebody on someone's honor. That's not a man. That's a
yeah,
child.
yeah. But
That's a
here's the
child.
difference, right? Here's the difference, right? So you considered yourself to be a mature woman, right? And what you did was you said, "I'm a mature woman, but sometimes my man is going to have to tell me to fix my face," right? I consider myself to be the man that you're talking about, right? But I would never say I'm a mature man, but sometimes I'm gonna shoot a guy, and sometimes I'm gonna get mad, and I'm gonna raise my voice, and no, that's the difference, right? Men don't have those traits that you were talking about, tearing up the community. I don't think that's a male trait. I think that's a immature guy. If you didn't came from you never grew up because of your environment. We all know those type of guys, right? Versus you saying that I'm an evolved woman and I still have the traits of a woman, which might be adjacent to a child, right? And that's all I'm saying is that even you who consider yourself to be a little bit more mature, you sometimes you have these childlike traits. You're never going to see me crash out on here. I don't think you've ever seen me crash out on here because I'm just not. This is who you get right here.
But I feel like having emotion is not childlike, it's human. So that's why I said, if you telling me to fix my face, knowing it's that time of the month, you're expecting me not to be a human woman. It
yes,
doesn't make sense to
but
me. You get what I'm saying now? Like when
Yeah,
you when you asking me to fix my face when I'm uncomfortable pain. I don't know if you ever put on one of those cramp things, but a lot of men who do cannot endure it like a woman. A woman. You get what I'm saying? So if I'm walking around because I'm uncomfortable and you take offense to my uncomfortability, to me that makes you immature, not me. Because if
that's
you just lost out on a $50,000 deal, and you're walking around the house and you're kind of upset because it didn't close or you missed out on some big money, I'm not going to take it personal. I'm going to try to fix your food. I'm going to try to rub your feet. I'm not going to ask you to fix your face or fix your tone, because guess what? You just caught a big loss. You just lost out on $500,000. You just lost out on something. I'm going to understand you're human, and I'm going to tend to your needs to bring you back to your healthy self. That's why I said, when y'all say, oh, when you're on your period, it doesn't mean that you should act this way. What do you mean? I'm a woman. what other way you don't experience it. And like
Dog,
I
you
said,
copping out.
I'm not gonna say that you're okay. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No,
Sorry.
you copping out. So the cop out
let me
is
ask
the
you a
cop out is
question real
acting
fast.
like
Let me ask you a question real fast. What is them cramp things? What is that? What are you talking about?
The pregnancy, if you talk about the contraction simulators,
she got cramps going.
they got them in the mall. You can go in there and put them on. I ain't gonna hold you. Them shits hurt. I damn near pissed on myself.
No,
Like no argument there.
I'm telling y'all that women don't just act like that when they have cramps. They don't.
Why did this just come? Why did it turn into just a period thing?
No, but
exactly.
again,
because that's the only excuse they have. Fresh.
See,
we gotta stop acting like the reason why we have these conversations because childlike traits are social, like they overlap with socially rewarded female behavior, and then women act like that doesn't happen. Like women it's okay, it's cute for a woman to have attitude sometimes when it's beneficial to a man, or if a man finds it attractive, or women get to do all these things the children get to do. The average woman wants the accountability of a child, the authority of the man, and then the access of a bad bitch. So when we talk about women's behavior being childlike, it's common. And then if we wanted to take it further, we could say, well, shit, if you look up the narcissistic personality disorder and you look at those traits, those also seem to align with most women for the exact same reason childlike traits do. They overlap with the socially accepted female behavior they get rewarded for.
For the record,
we need to change the wording again. We keep using the wrong wording here.
Wait, hold on, real quick.
Nah, we get it. You like they die. Y'all can go handle that after we do.
No, I'm saying
I'm post a picture, G.
Hold on.
I'm a wrong woman.
For the record,
let Viz go. Let Viz go.
For the record, I don't think that there's any man on this panel. For the most part, I would assume that it's pretty far-fetched for a man to know that his woman is on her cycle, and because her face is scrunched up because she's feeling the pain of the cycle, that he's going to say, "Man, fix your face." Like that's not going to happen in most cases. Like let's be for real here.
I don't think it happens ever, Viz.
I really, I'm sure that it might be some goof ass niggas, you know what I'm saying, that might pull that for sure. I'm not putting that past you. But let's be realistic. If you are in a committed and serious relationship with a man where you're spending time with this man on your cycle, I highly doubt that he's going to walk in the house and see you on the couch and be like, "Man, fix your face, dad. God damn." I doubt that's going to happen. Like,
hey, Viz, using apples to apples. I'm sorry, go ahead.
The only time that men do say something or acknowledge that is if we got into a state of communication where we're not agreeing, right? And now what we done argued about yesterday is carrying on to today. And now you're using the fact that you're on your cycle as a reason to hold on to that anger and bitterness.
Ooh, arrest me, daddy.
Viz, use the apples comparison. She contractions. You think how many niggas you think is in the hospital with that girl who's having contractions and she's struggling? He like, bitch, fix your face.
Man, fix your face. What you making all the faces for?
Who thinks we've all seen kids be born? We all, I think, for the most part, we've been around our kids. That was the furthest thing from the fucking truth because the difference with a period and a pregnancy, we are aware of what's going on. We know that you're carrying a 14-pound baby and you're gonna have to push that out of your ass. We might not know that you're gonna start your period because your period might not be regular, or you could be so often erratic or illogical that it seems like you're always on your fucking period. So if a guy's sitting here telling you to fix your face and he knows that you're on your period, he's just an asshole. That's simple, but that is the small minority of men. None of us up here are gonna know our woman's bleeding out her ass and finna be like, "Hey, fix your face."
Naomi, have you ever been with a man while you were on your cycle and he came in the house and be like, "Man, what you all scrunched up for? Man, fix your face."
I've never had a man tell me to fix my face. I've had coworkers like at work, they'd be like, "Fix your face." But
okay, Bo, have you ever?
She just low key flexed on. That
Bo?
was a low key flex. I see what you did there. I caught that. she's never had to have a man tell her to fix her face.
How about you, Bo?
No.
No, I've never had a man tell me to fix my face. Other than, hold on, not because of any other reason than.
I mean, they telling you to fix your face in the comments right now.
He don't want people to know what I'm thinking in my head, but no, not just randomly.
Gave that example. Y'all gave that example. Y'all said that's putting a woman in a place in the beginning of the conversation. Y'all gave the example of you might have to tell your woman, "Hey, fix your face, do this." So I piggyback off that.
Yeah, I can't say that. I wasn't on that panel.
I've been looking at your face for the last 3 minutes, right? I've been looking at your face for the last 3 minutes, right? And you are visual.
We're not gonna start with my face expression because y'all don't say nothing about Biz. Look at Biz's face expression right now. Y'all pick
this is a man.
Men and women.
What am I doing? What's wrong with my face?
No, when they was just right now.
Joy. This black boy joy.
Yes, you just fixed it. You just fixed it.
I'm gonna have to find a nickname for Di where her ability
are always
to
on
drive
your
off the freeway and go somewhere else.
Yeah,
she elaborated. Hey, you know another reason why the men are always
sitting on my black boy joy. That's what we yelled at.
The men are always most men are always going to be considered a woman's period because we're trying to get y'all to come up off some head.
I think there's one thing that the male figure in this chat is missing. That's emotional intelligence.
Well, you said in the chat.
How so?
No, I think majority of y'all missing emotional intelligence. You're just too hard.
How so?
You're too masculine. You don't have. You have limited emotional intelligence when you're speaking. That's what I am.
Hey, what's the definition of emotional intelligence?
Define emotional intelligence to you. Define it.
Your emotional intelligence.
Yeah.
Being able to understand other people's perspective, just as like maybe,
empathy.
Let's go to specifically ladies. Being able to understand their perspective, but it's like there's something that's being cut off from y'all seeing their perspective, and then you're taking it as a joke. But so I'm saying like I can't.
If women are emotional,
explain it in detail, but
I get what you're saying. If you have a woman,
let them finish.
Let
them finish.
You know, it's like that guy, the guy who was on the panel before. I forgot his name. He called himself the big dog, whatever his name is. He's bald headed, yeah.
Oh no, you talking?
Yeah, I forgot his name. He was on this panel a while back. He also have he's also missing emotional intelligence based on he's brilliant. He could talk. He got 20 words per second, but he's missing emotional intelligence, which is where he always keep clashing with the ladies. And that's the same thing I'm seeing in this panel. I may not be able to explain it, but I could see it.
Okay, the reason why we can't explain it.
If you can see it, why can't you explain it?
Wait, right. He can explain it. He doesn't even have to explain it. He's using the wrong word. It's not emotional intelligence. We don't have empathy or tolerance for that shit. That's the difference. Emotionally, we understand. It's not hard to say. Well, damn, if my stomach was fucking hugging itself and then my uterus was fighting itself, how that would feel. We can picture that. The difference is what we're saying is it's not an excuse for you to be a bitch. That's not emotionally unintelligent. That's just us not having empathy for that. You using your emotions as an excuse to be a shitty person, and then we're not tolerating it from women.
But she also stated that there's a difference between there's two different consciousness. There's a low vibrational consciousness, which is childish thinking, a childish state of mind, and there's a high vibrational thinking, which is a woman. But your majority of y'all are categorizing that as the same thing. That's why I said we got to use a different word. So, like when y'all are talking, we need to know we're talking about childish woman. These are behavior of childish women.
And what we're saying is that
women, an adult woman, like women that actually have their mindset, they understand, they'll comprehend. You could tell them stuff, don't be in their feelings. They'll say, okay, you might be right. They could communicate with you. They'll make changes. They'll make effort. We need to be able to distinguish these two type of women. Because the woman,
there'll be no purpose for the whole conversation.
But
guys, real quick, we got to get this out the way. Di, do you have any interest in Naya?
Come on.
No,
I
like
just wanted to know.
like,
I
what?
just wanted to know so that if he understood
Like,
that she
Come
not
on,
gonna let him.
man.
You're
Because
not
if
saying that. That had nothing to do with
no,
like
because
interest.
Naya
Like,
understands
you're
that,
not
that
saying
she's
it.
not gonna let him hit, maybe he'll change it. Maybe he'll ground himself a little bit more. So
Yeah,
okay.
no.
Look, I'm gonna be
Move
honest.
on.
I have three
I don't know
ladies
if
that I
you've been
talk to.
paying
In fact,
attention
4
the
ladies that I
entire
talk
part.
to.
I don't know if you've been
So
paying attention the entire
Oh,
time.
hold on, Viz. I want to hear what Naya got to say real quick. You said you got 4 ladies and what?
yeah, I have 4 ladies that I talk to. Every single one of my situations, they're all healthy. I understand them. I can understand I can understand if they're frustrated. I know how to communicate with them. I don't call them out their name. Everything is healthy. So that's why I said when y'all are talking, it's like,
Who
I don't
called
know.
her out her name?
I can't process that thinking because it's so hard.
So are you trying to say you want a fourth healthy situation
So
now?
wait, who called her out her name? I think that we made it clear in the beginning of the conversation, maybe 15, 20 minutes ago, that we were able to separate a woman and a woman that acts like a child during this time period. We had no confusion in that. The confusion part, or the part that we were actually giving pushback on, is the fact that she said that if a man is going to walk in the house and tell the woman to straighten her face because she's on a cycle, like that's not going to happen. Also the fact that no man is going to hold that against her, the fact that she is going through this pain. Now, if you are acting like an asshole and using that as an excuse, that's something completely different. We don't have to be empathetic to that. We don't have to tolerate that. There's nobody should do that, because a woman.
Are you speaking of a childish woman or a woman of high consciousness? Which form of woman are you speaking of?
We're speaking about women like that, and La Diambo, and
we throwing too many. It's not that difficult. You can't be an asshole. You can't be an asshole. We understand if you're going through pain, but you can't use pain as a means to shield the ability to be a consistent asshole. That's all it is. It's not that hard. Furthermore, we got here because we called out the fact that we deviated from the actual conversation and started focusing on menstruation, which wasn't really a part of the conversation. My fault, Vince. Go ahead.
Even if we use the example that Di used of you're working on a contract, on a deal, it's for $50K, it doesn't land, and of course any person in their right mind is going to feel some type of way about it. That still doesn't give you the right to be an asshole to everybody in the house. You could probably be an asshole to motherfuckers out on the street, but if we in the house, this is your spouse, this is my wife, that doesn't give me the right to be an asshole to her, bro.
You left one out, JR.
Stop.
Again, I think so which women are y'all referring to? We need to clarify these things because it's not clear. Are you referring to women in general? Are you referring to childish like thinking women?
We're referring to women in general. We're talking about the women who get off.
That's incorrect, though. That's incorrect.
We're talking about the women who get off of work and they have an attitude because somebody's laying on the couch, and the whole house. We all know when your mom get off of work, and everybody better be doing something because she's going to catch an attitude with everybody, and the whole house going to have to feel it. If your mom feel a certain type of way, the whole house going to feel it. Like, it shouldn't be like that with men. It should not be like, you shouldn't be that emotional. And if men are that emotional, y'all gotta let me know. Like, if the whole house is like, oh, like when I see my woman laying down, I feel so good. I feel good when I see her laying down. It feels great. Like, it's different. Women don't like to see men laying down. They just don't. I don't know what it is. They don't like to see men comfortable. And that's, I don't know.
Even in the real, and I'm gonna say this real quick. Even in the situation of it being an emotionally intelligent woman, a high vibration woman, whatever the case may be, there's still going to be moments and times where she's going to be an asshole. There's going to be moments and times where I'm going to be an asshole. Everybody on this panel at some point, because we can acknowledge that we're all humans, as Dot pointed out, as you acknowledge, that we're going to be an asshole at some point.
Not me ever.
But that does not still give you the right to be an asshole. You know what I'm saying? To intentionally do something and use that thing that you experience as the fuel as to why you're being an asshole.
Now,
Fix
Will,
your face, Di. Fix your damn face.
Go ahead, Bo.
So, of course, it's gonna be hate Bo hour for a second. Now we are saying that now. Yeah, okay. We're saying that a woman having a cycle, or us, and not even our cycles, we are constantly going through hormonal shifts. It just is what it is. It is literally a 28-day cycle. So for 28 days, we are up and down and in and out and all of that. Now, some of us can regulate. Some of us cannot. But my question is, if women don't have the right to have an attitude for that reason, do men have a right to have an attitude for no reason?
Well, so a really good reason that we can point out if we're going to focus on hormones is that this current generation that we live in, men are experiencing the lowest amount of testosterone. So that could very much give men a great reason as to why they can do that very thing. But guess what? We're not giving men a pass, because we can truly acknowledge the fact that most men have low testosterone, which plays a tremendous part in their hormones, for them to be an asshole.
And I don't know about
I'm
other
not
men,
talking
but
about the new generation. I'm talking about men my age. I'm talking about these old niggas. That's
I
just
don't know
mean
about,
for no good reason.
I don't know about other men, but I think I tend to, if I don't feel like this often, but if I ever feel a certain way, I will shield and protect my family from whatever I'm going through and however I feel. And I'll be able to voice and say, hey, I'm gonna be over here, and I don't want to take my anger out on you, or something happened, and I'm gonna just go over here, right? I'm going to shield you from it, where women don't often do that. They don't often say, hey, I'm just not feeling the way today. Do you mind if I'm just going to kind of, play the back, or they don't typically do that.
I don't know what women y'all are. Jesus Christ.
You do that?
That's what I'm confused
about.
about.
I be like, so my response when I'm on my cycle is usually I need a hug.
Whenever you got an attitude.
Or just whenever, right? But especially then. And especially with me being in menopause, so I don't subject everyone else to like my attitude, unless you that bald-headed bastard, and then he gonna get all of the smoke. But I packaged that up and I set it in the corner for specific people. But in general, I could have had the worst day possible, and I don't take it out on other people. I'm quiet, and I be like, I just need to chill for a second. I can't really engage because I don't have the capacity right now. So I'm just gonna chill because I don't want to, I don't want to shit on everybody.
How long have you been like that?
3 weeks.
What?
Since I've been going to therapy, like my mid to late 30s.
Mentally thirsty. So like, give me an age, specific range if you could.
I think I started going to therapy when I was like 38.
That's not mid 30s, but okay, 38.
Well, I said mid to late. But so late
30s to 40.
Yeah, that's still technically
late 30s. Fine.
Yeah,
it's fine. But even before then, I didn't have the language for it, but I just kind of removed myself. Like I didn't have the language to tell you I just need to chill for a second. I got the language from therapy. I've been like that my whole life though. So I just will get quiet instead of like unleashing on people, unless you somebody like that bald-headed bastard. And then
bro, to answer your question, no, it is not okay for, like Viz said, men who have low testosterone have more estrogen and makes them more feminine and emotional. It is not okay for those men just to be having a bad day and treat you like a dickhead or be an asshole to you because of their hormones. So to be clear, we all are telling you that it's not okay for anybody to be a dickhead because of their hormones or a coochie head, whatever the female version of dickhead is. So that's what. Just to be clear, I don't want you thinking we're saying we're picking sides. But again, the difference is that for like when a guy is when he's having a bad day, he is more likely to contain that and keep that shit in himself, and it's not going to affect the whole household. When a woman has a bad day, if she walks through that door with an attitude, it fucks up the feng shui in the whole home. The kids feel it, the men feel it. Only person who doesn't seem to feel it is her because she's just, in the middle of it. That's the difference. That's the only difference between us when we start having, like I said earlier, if I had blue balls, I might be a little more aggressive because, I ain't got one off in a while because my old lady out of town. It's not an excuse for me to go outside and be a dickhead to my neighbor when we go pick up the trash, or to be rude to my DoorDash driver or to a waiter, or to a nigga in the gym. It's no excuse. Like, we don't use our emotions as an excuse to do things, like for our behavior, nearly as frequently as women do. That's the point that we've made tonight. And then to make sure that it's clear, because earlier you had a statement that was misinterpreted, even though you meant something different. I want you to be honest to understand this. We are not saying that all women are children. No one on the panel is saying that. But what we are saying is that most women are childlike in the way that they handle certain things, i.e., when they're fucking bleeding.
I don't want it to get misconstrued. We're not like, at least from my perspective, we're just voicing, maybe some guys are voicing a little bit of frustration, but I'm okay with these things. Like, even when my woman is feeling this way, like, I'm not just telling her to fix your face. I'm trying to, like, in the mood. I'm gonna talk to her. I'm gonna, like, I'd rather say something like, if your face, they say your face will get stuck like that if you keep it like that, it won't get stuck like that. I'm not going to like try to aggressively. I understand my role and I understand my woman, and I'm going to try to put her in a better space and educate her in a certain way. Like, I'm going to meet her where she is. I don't think most of the men are saying that they trying to be a tyrant when y'all like this. We understand that y'all like this, and we going to our particular woman. We know how to deal with her, if that makes sense. So we're not saying that y'all bad people for having this trait. It is what it is, and your man you should know how to deal with each other. If that makes sense.
I wish the moment a woman decided that she didn't want to have children anymore, that her period stopped. Like, all she has to do is think, you know what? I'm done having semen demons, and then you don't bleed anymore. I wish that y'all had it like that, and you didn't go through any other type of changes. You had to go through them hot flashes, but unfortunately, it's not my world. Y'all got to blame Eve for that bullshit y'all deal with now. It's not our fault.
Well, I will say, in my start of the menopausal years, the anger for no reason, just down in the pit of me, is real hard to fight. And once you get a woman that is going through menopause, she might be sad, she might be mad, she might be a myriad of things. For me, it's just anger 24/7, like anger. And so it's hard to fight.
You really are? Is that who you really are?
No, this just started when this change started. Just for no reason, like when
makes you
nothing, absolutely nothing.
I read something.
I'm just saying, like, women in menopausal years need a little more grace, just a little bit. Be like, chill out.
I think the part that I think gets overlooked, especially by women. I'm not dating. Well, my old lady isn't at the point of going through menopause, so I've never experienced it firsthand. Aside from my OG, but I think women forget the fact that men go through those things with you. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
If we're in a relationship together, we have to go through that shit with you. So even in that acts of grace, we should be able to receive some grace as well. You know what I'm saying? In the process.
I read something that says when a woman has a hot flash, it can feel like her body experienced a 15-degree temperature change in under 60 seconds.
Yep.
Doing the math and understanding how big of a difference. When I read it, I was like, God damn, that's what all y'all finna go through? Like, I understood why some of my women in my family were so crazy when they were in their mid 40s to 50s, because if I'm walking around busting out sweating outside and it's fucking snowing, yeah, I'm gonna have a problem too. I understand that. However, what I do appreciate about those women is I do not have any type of memory of those women being a bitch to me because you were saying the shit they was dealing with. I don't have that. And then in the relationships that I've been in, everybody had an IUD, so they're not bleeding for them years anyway.
What?
And then now I understand I can see and empathize for a woman that's going through that change, given that it's something that isn't comfortable. But like to Viz's point, men go through a change too. And we do go through yours with you, but when our testosterone starts dropping, you know how like psychologically damning that can be for us, because some men, once that they T drops, they D stops working, or their sex drive drops, and now you think, well, why don't you want to fuck me? So it's a lot of psychological issues that come from our change. Yours just seem to be hormonal, and it would probably be nicer if both people considered each other in that regard. But at the end of the day, if you're a bitch because you're on your period, you're childish.
Guys, do we love women in spite of these things? Like, do you be like, yo, I still love all of you?
We still deal with them, but we know what's coming.
So I got a question for the ladies then.
When my old lady on that cycle, I go get her a bottle of wine, I rub her feet, and I call her my little catch-up packet. You know what I'm saying? And she be hey, I'll let her do whatever the fuck she got to do. Hey, cool. But yeah, I from my experience from the women that I dated, I've never had a woman that was just like a crash out while she was on a period. I think that in situations like that, if a woman acts like that, then that's just who they are. You know what I'm saying? They're just an asshole at the core, in my opinion.
So ladies, what are some things about men that you dislike, but you love us and you can admit that, like, yo, I accept this. I love them in spite of it.
This gonna be quiet.
I love all of you.
So I'll say I hate the way men have to be told to do everything. Like, you'll do anything for us, but we have to ask you to do it.
Take the trash out.
Fucking what? We're not mind readers.
What? No, that's not what I'm saying. I don't. No. Don't. Okay.
Yeah,
what I mean is,
she wants priority taken.
What I mean is, if say my tire got some air, like got low air, or it's on flat or something like that, and I have to ask you to do that, or
did he know that the tire was flat?
That nigga just don't like you. That's what that means. Any man up here, Viz, have you ever seen a woman that you was just fucking that had a damn near flat in your driveway that you be like, oh hell on, we need to get you some air? One, because you don't want her to get stuck at your fucking house, and then two, if it's good, you want her to be safe so she can make it back. Like, if a dude sees you have basic necessity or basic needs, and he's in that role and he doesn't meet them, that nigga does not like you.
Do you know I just had a conversation about this yesterday?
I'm gonna be honest. No, Willie, I gotta be honest, right? My girl been telling me for a couple weeks that her little thing is beeping, and I've been inside her car and it is beeping about her tire air pressure. Now I look at her tire and it looked fine, so I ain't going to do nothing yet. Which I just bought an air compressor. I just bought one of the ones that you just stick on and walk in the house. I just bought one of those. So I charge it up and I'm gonna do it tomorrow. But she told me like, yo, my joint, my car making that noise, and I look at it, I'm like, it's fine, really, you cool, but I should have been.
Hey, if that might fall like 3-4, PSI below, then yeah, no, that shit okay. I'll get to it when I get to it.
That comes from experience.
And bro, if you saw her tire was flat, like looking like a flat fucking tire, you're not gonna go back in the house and be like, I'll get to it later.
Oh yeah, no, hell no.
You gonna go do?
No, I mean like low air. Yeah. I mean like low air.
What's considered low air?
As a woman, when she hears the noise beeping, she's like, yo, I don't know what's going on, but my car's telling me there's a problem. And I'm telling you a second and a third time that my car's telling me there's a problem and I don't know what's going on, but it's not fixed yet. So that's all I'm saying is like, they might have to tell
in your defense, as far the car is just being extra protective. That the car is going to be fine. She doesn't. That's the reason why there's a slow step to it. But for the most part, for men in my family, even me myself, if I'm actually with a woman, if I see her car, I'm gonna look at her tires because I know that's something that ladies don't necessarily pay attention to. Yeah. And if I notice that tread is low, I'm gonna say something, and then depending on how long we've been kicking it, I'm gonna just go ahead and get her. I'm gonna also know when that oil is low, and I'm gonna just take it. You know what I'm saying? Like, so we do things.
A lot of men don't operate like that.
I don't believe that. I believe that men see need and they assess, just like Willie said, they assess, whether they're gonna take care of it based on how much they like you.
I mean, some men.
Maybe them niggas didn't like me because my ex-husband didn't like me.
Maybe that some people don't have it.
Or based on how much they think of a.
You're right.
How invested they are into you. Let's say, like, if they think that you'll be somebody I could invest more into, then they'll put in more effort. It doesn't even have to be.
I was whole married to the man.
Well,
I mean, listen. Sometimes in order to get a man to do that, you got to fix your face.
Man, you know how many men
don't
like they wife.
Yeah, you might.
Now
like
I know.
Been down for a little bit.
But to be fair, like I got run flat tires, so like I could be like on 14. Should. Yeah, I could be on 14 and you can look at it and it doesn't look like the air is low. But if I'm telling you the PSI is at 14, I can see it. My car tells me it's 14. It tells me the numbers for all my tires.
Listen, one of the things that most guys do is that, so once we like you, we start trying to find things we can do for you. Like we'll look for problems that we can solve for you. Right, so I don't think that, like, if you come to my house, I don't know why in Texas, but a lot of women like to cut their wheels to the right, like they got rims on, and then park. But when you do that, we can see that your fucking tires are bald. If you in my driveway and I see you got bald tires, I'm not about to be like, oh, thanks for the, thanks for the sex. Go ahead and drive home and die on them bald ass tires. I'm not gonna do that. But at the same time, if I see that your tires is bald, I'm probably not fucking you anyway because you don't take care of your car. You probably don't take care of yourself.
Right.
So
you mean to tell me all these men ain't never like me?
Yes.
Because I ain't never had a man do none of that.
Listen,
I've never had a man do that.
How can you say they like you and they let you drive on?
But I won't do it.
On fucking flat tires. They want you to die.
Willie, most guys don't agree with you though.
Yeah, I'm not gonna do any with that.
No, Willie, you a generous guy, and I'm like that too. I take pride in like, this, I just hit
Of course. The thing is, most niggas are still out here fucking for sport, or they fucking just to get their numbers up. I'm not doing that. I'm not fucking with somebody I'm not investing in. And then I'm also on record saying that if I'm in your guts, you can be in my pockets. So there's certain things that come with that. If my girl's tires are bald, and I see them bitches are bald, unless I want her to die and I got a life insurance policy on her or something, I'm not letting her leave my house with them bald ass tires or that flat tire because, again, I don't want her to die. Like, that's common sense.
Yeah, I don't know. I just
nice that he ain't doing all that, man.
Now they got 4 girls, nigga. That's
I'm gonna be like, well, you
trying to get a
fifth. That's it. That's all I'm gonna do. Get home safe.
You wouldn't do it for that.
This the same nigga that was just telling us we ain't got emotional intelligence.
You shouldn't have talked about so when he do it for me, you'll do it for me. Fuck you.
Hey, Viz, we don't have emotional intelligence. We got mechanical intelligence. He got to go change 16 tires.
Rest me, daddy. Too much for that one. And I'll just be like, go and get home safe. That's it. That's as basic as possible.
Get died tires fixed.
That's
Hey,
crazy.
Bo,
What you say?
I'm not gonna hold you. I would say your
Nah,
ex-husband
you don't
fixed
listen to him because whole time I had this nigga buying tires. Ain't no
Wow,
fixing.
I'm
Ooh,
generous.
arrest me, daddy.
I'm
Stop
generous.
doing that
Wait,
to him. They can start making
wait,
it
wait.
seem
Who
like
bought
because he
tires?
agree with me, he a certain type of. You feel me? You did.
I'm
Don't
a
do that.
generous man. You ain't got to tell me. Now you're the one who said he gonna send you home with ball tires. I'll get
That's
you
what.
some tires.
Nah, and like I said, nah.
He only
And
he
gonna
said
have
he
to
only buy
send me
tires
home.
for his top 4.
Everybody, I get a tire.
He
I don't
just
do
getting
that
You
two
either.
buy
and
a tire.
rotating
You
though.
buy a tire.
He got
You
to
buy
now.
a
Got to
tire.
get 2 and
You buy
rotate.
a
He not.
tire.
He can't get all
You
4.
buy a tire. No, I'm just
Man,
saying.
I spent
Yeah, he
I
got too many
last
women to
time
buy stuff for.
Yeah, that's true.
No,
last
no.
time
I
I bought
mean,
a tire, that
if
bitch was
based on
expensive.
if I see which one is I
The
could invest
background is
more, I don't
crazy.
mind
Lapeef,
doing it.
watch
But they got to
this.
invest
Watch
in me.
this. You think you funny? Watch this. Why
The
wait
back.
next time I come on your show? Watch
The
this. I
lights
got
on the
something for your
wall
ass.
in the background is
I got
crazy.
something for your ass. Don't worry about it.
I mean, I
Don't worry
like it. It's
about it.
cute. You know,
Don't
I
worry
like the
about
whole little PlayStation thing.
Hey,
It's cute.
No,
I
I'm
mean,
not.
Viz
it.
got control too. Viz got control. He can control it too.
So that's Viz. Which one is it? Who? Let me know who I got to come for
Hey,
next time I come
I
back on
think
your
it's
show.
Viz.
hey, now he gonna send his girl
Please,
home
let
with
me
her
know. It's
tires.
Viz.
No, you know, I mean,
Ooh.
if it looked that bad, I'd be like, "Oh, you might need to take it to a
That's
mechanic. That's
okay.
gonna look horrible."
I'm glad
But
y'all
I'll
Wow.
named
pay
two
for it.
culprits because this gonna be too
That's
easy
about
once
all
I
I'm gonna
come
say.
back.
I'll
Watch
pay for it.
this.
Take it to a
Viz and
mechanic.
Viz. I
That's
got
gonna look
y'all.
horrible. I'll pay
Oh,
for
hey,
it.
no, don't
This is
put
on
me in
me,
that
free.
shit. I don't
You
know
just
what.
said
I
that
don't
you
know
got
what's going.
access to it. Y'all feel
I
me?
got access to what?
Don't nobody want to take accountability when I come back. I'm on both y'all lists.
I got access to what?
Controlling what we see, this stuff.
How the
Who
fuck
put the
I got
picture up there?
control?
Control
I'm
over
not
that
the
picture.
moderator.
I don't
No,
know
she's
that.
not talking about the mod. She's talking about the string yard access you got.
Hey,
Viz.
all I got control over is this picture. This the only picture I can put up. I can't see that shit you just did. I'm
Yeah,
just
like I don't
just,
know how to do
just
that.
make
Ooh,
sure you
arrest
leave
me,
me out of that
daddy.
joke because I'm pretty cold with
See?
this AI shit
I got
too.
the cup in my hand. See?
But Bo, for real, your ex-husband hated you. Like if he lets you drive on flat tires, that nigga was trying to get you out of here.
Clearly.
Yeah,
I
we
just have
definitely
never
gonna.
had a man that looked for problems to solve. I've always had to ask a man to
Oh yeah,
do
but I'm telling you,
anything.
your whole world is gonna change when you date a nigga that likes you. Like the first time that shit happened, you like, damn, this is what I was taking this little shit from these niggas that hated me for so long, and now I done met a nigga 3 weeks ago and he likes me, and he just told me my tire was low and put gas in my car.
Well, let's pray
Yeah,
that
that's
happens.
beautiful.
You're gonna be
That's
like, oh
so
girl, for
beautiful
Little
because I don't
Mermaid,
do
a
any with
whole new
that.
world.
That's beautiful. I don't do
I
any
mean,
of
it's
that.
like the same way that a man takes pride in being able to see things that he can fix and then fix them. Is the same way that I believe that a woman takes pride in being nurturing to a dude and helping him through his own situation.
When she
Same
likes
thing.
him,
Correct.
you gotta add that part.
No
You're
matter
right.
what
You're
they
right.
come with.
Because
Yeah.
it's like the same
Bullshit,
way.
Yeah,
dog.
I ain't
Stop
never
that
had that.
shit.
Nah.
The
I'm
same way
serious.
if a guy's just
I'm
fucking you,
serious.
he's just gonna make sure he fucks you. A woman who is using you for your utility is gonna make sure that she just utilizes you. There's
Yeah.
no difference. A woman who nurtures you, she probably cares about you and wants you to be better. A nigga who don't want you to die, even though he married you, is gonna put fucking air in your tire. Like
If she
Yep, I had to
says,
do all that myself.
yeah, if she says it ain't tricking if you got it.
it is still tricking if you have it. People who don't have it, only people to say that.
It's definitely still tricking.
It's
Definitely
still tricking. 1 billion
I
percent.
understand that, Mina.
Jeff Bezos giving a girl $100 million is still tricking.
If
I
you buy a
That ain't
girl
tricking.
McDonald's, is that tricking?
No,
That ain't tricking.
No, that's
Willie, this is
charity.
So do you
Willie,
see
this
why
is
they said it ain't tricking if you got it? Because what's big money to you might be McDonald's to another nigga.
Again, I just told you Jeff Bezos gave 100 million. They still tricking. It's not about the what it is. It's about you know what I'm saying the reason
No,
behind
that
doing
ain't tricking, bro.
it.
I
Nick, me buying a bitch a McDouble for $2. That's charity.
I
That's tricking.
can't let you shit on Jeff like that, man. That ain't tricking, bro.
What do you
100
give
That was
$100
charity
million?
for
What
his
do you give
ass.
$100
Too. How
million
many
for?
charities
That's
did
his
he give back?
girlfriend.
That was
That's charity for
I
his
thought that
ass.
was for the divorce settlement.
No, Mackenzie
No,
Bezos got
she got
no.
billions.
She got billions, bro. We talking about the young girl he dated, and he just gave her $100 million. Like you know
Yeah,
what I'm
that's
saying? Like here,
tricking.
Okay,
I
yeah,
think it's only tricking if you doing it to get the pussy, right? Like if you're not, if you know that you already going to get the pussy or you
no,
had it, I don't think it's tricking.
no,
Yeah, I agree.
no. if you got it,
die.
I kind of think I agree with Mont on that one.
If you doing it just to get the cheeks, or even if you doing it just because, it's still tricking, bro.
That's not tricking if you're doing it just because.
Let's
No,
say if you're doing
for
it
the attention of a woman, it's tricky.
yeah,
For the attention,
if you're doing it to gain favor with the woman,
There
then
go.
yes,
fair.
it's tricking.
not because you like her, not because
Hey,
you literally trying to.
Hey, but you ladies, don't get too comfortable calling men tricks if you don't want us calling you prostitutes for being tricked on.
Oh my
No,
God.
those are prostitutes. No, I'm just.
Okay, just to be fair, if you're gonna keep it. You know,
I'm gonna just
How,
close my
is,
mouth.
how many times do I have to have sex with a woman to be able to buy her something substantial without it being tricking?
Do you even have to have sex with
Are
her?
you dating her
to-
serious, or are you just cracking her?
Let's say I'm just cracking her.
If you just cracking her and you buy her something substantial, then that's tricking still, bro.
It
I'll fit a
is.
month.
Bruh, if
I'll
she
fit a
spends
month.
the night, that credit card can get swiped.
I don't know,
That's
Vic.
different.
If you got this type of, if you've been having sex with somebody and it's not like you're not kicking her out at 5 a.m., right? If y'all
Yes.
if y'all really is like, you know, kicking it for real, like, oh yeah, I like this girl. Let me buy her. It depends on how much money you got, but yeah, let me buy her something nice that she would like. Because I want.
If you're pursuing a woman for a relationship, then yeah, you should definitely treat her that way. Because what woman wants to get in a relationship with a nigga that's can't do anything for her? But if you were just blowing her back out on random hotel balconies, no, she needs to get up and get the fuck out before they charge you for a second fucking car in the parking garage. Like it's time for her to go. You can't. No man should treat the women he's just fucking like the woman he wants to marry. Like that's.
What if I send her money for lunch? What if I send you money for lunch? What's that?
I think it's
Well,
fine.
listen, I don't have anything to say because I send my money for food and send food anywhere, everywhere. So,
Is this a woman that you just fucking or what?
I don't
just fucking and you wanted to eat so she can have some energy when she come back.
No, I stick my tongue in this woman's butt.
So-
So this is
No. I'm talking about. God damn, I'm talking about mine.
I'm
When
saying
you buy,
that, and I think personally in that situation, if I'm just giving her money for lunch, then that's different from spending 10, 15 grand on her in one walk.
It don't gotta be 10, 50. What if it's
You said
500?
substantial. You said substantial.
what if she need help with rent and it's like 2,000?
is this your woman?
I mean, I'll do it.
Nigga, you got 4 women. You can't do that. If they all struggle, that's $8,000.
Right. This nigga, he won't even buy
You just said you wasn't gonna get nobody no tires. Now you about to pay $2,000 for rent.
You gonna pay rent? You can't
Bro,
get.
I bet you reuse condoms.
No, my joint is transactional. You know,
Oh,
my joint is
God.
transactional. Everything around me is transactional.
It is okay to like women, and it's okay to be like, I like you. Here, let me buy you something because you.
Yeah, we not
this will make
saying
me
that,
feel
though,
good
bro.
for you to have something nice.
That's not what we're talking about.
Well, so
I'm talking about
I think-
this.
Well, let me clarify. Let me clarify. So I personally, I think that there's a scale on tricking, right? I don't personally don't have anything per se against tricking. If you want to trick, go ahead and trick. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, to say I'm not tricking when you're actually tricking is something, you know what I'm saying? Like this, like, nah, bro, you tricking, bro. That's still tricking.
I think we gotta get.
If this is my woman, then that's, you know, it's free game. But if this is just a chick that I'm just messing around with or whatever the case may be, then if you spending a lot of bread with her, then you tricking, bro.
What if it's my woman? I'm a trick. Then I'm telling you now. If it's one thing like let's say my wife or my girl, I'm tricking. If this is what the definition of tricking is if I give her money or do fix whatever, I'm just a trick then.
Well, if it's your girl, it's not. If it's your girl, it's not tricking. You all are invested in each other. If we just talking about somebody you smashing and you trying to retain,
you can't even spend the night if I'm just fucking you. You got to go home.
Yeah. If you just trying to retain the smash.
No.
Then no.
Yeah.
Once that hot towel get cold, it's time to go.
If you're trying to retain the pussy, that's different. That's tricking because you're using the money for something.
That's not tricking, that's leasing.
Okay. Leasing. But if you just genuinely like, yo, I want to do something extracurricular for you. I don't have to do this, but I want to do that. Like if you're fucking a girl consistently, that's your shorty.
Yeah,
That's your
it's not
shorty.
tricking no more.
So all right then. So we established that there's a different level to it. Then you know what I'm saying.
Yeah,
This
she
is
may not
pretty
be
much
your
a girl.
girlfriend, but if
Yeah,
if
tricking maybe
she's
it's like a
getting
1 or 2
box,
time thing.
if you can call her and she come and she pulling up, bro, that's she yours to some degree.
Yeah. She
Hey,
pulling
I'm
up and she
poor,
not
so
asking you
I
for
only
anything.
trick on my
That's the
woman with
problem
effort
though.
and compliments.
If it's to some degree, then that's you're still technically tricking.
You in the gray area.
The only time that's happening
Now
is like maybe if she's asking
you
you
know
for
what I'm saying?
something.
I don't. Hey, if you into that, you into that. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna say that I done tricked off a lot, but yeah, I done had some women back in my day when I'll throw them a couple extra dollars or whatever the case may be. You know, it's tricking. Shit, I got it. Whatever.
I think it's tricking if you gotta do it.
Yeah.
It's tricking if you got to do it. If you
want to, if you do it, to me, if you do it and it ain't yours, that's tricking, bro.
Right. He's talking about a woman that's basically his. At this point,
if it's yours, then it ain't tricking.
But she don't have to be your girlfriend.
I agree with Vince.
She don't gotta be your girlfriend. If you got
no, but if she's somebody else's girlfriend, it is tricking.
I don't
that's
think
hot sauce. You want hot sauce on it, die.
I thought that's what Vince just described.
No, I ain't saying she's somebody else's girl. No,
but I'm saying
so Mark, you just talking about a girl. Y'all cool, and it's not girlfriend, but it's more than sex. Like you could deal. Like if she came over, you cool with her staying because she's not irritating after nuts.
Yeah, it's some girls, right, who you deal with, and you like, yo, you're cool.
I'm cool with her. Yeah,
like you're cool. Like
I just want to do something nice for you.
I'm just fucking you, but you could literally call me if you got a flat tire, and I'm gonna try and fuck with you. I'm gonna try and because you're cool and I like you. But certain girls who you fucking, you like, yo, no, don't call me for nothing.
Hey,
homie, love a friend.
So let me ask you a question. So when we go out to eat, right? It's always a race to grab the check. And say it was just me and you and 5 women that we just met that night. If one of us pay for everybody's food, are we tricking?
I don't think so, man. I don't think so.
Tricking
That's really
makes
just how we get down. Like I'm not unless they do something weird or something like that. But if it's like, yo, we kicking it, we enjoying ourselves, and they cool. That's just how we get down. If we go out with a
random night,
but if we go out with a bunch of men, if we go out with y'all, I'm paying. Like that's how we get down. I'm paying for it. Unless y'all do something weird.
That's different. If we out and it's just a group of random 5 women that y'all pulled up on the table on. We walk in the bar or something, they sit down, they eating. Oh man, hey, what's up? Woo. We start chopping it up. Oh man, the super trick, he got the bill. That's tricking, bro.
Wait, let's set the table a little bit better. Mark, Will, y'all out. It's 5 women, and y'all spend a substantial amount of time with these ladies because the vibe is just cool. And so instead of making it weird, y'all already had a good time. It's like, hey, whatever, you know what I'm saying? Cool, I'll throw it on my tab.
I know men who do that and they don't even be trying to fuck. Like when I go out with friends, it be like my friend, she has this friend who's a promoter. And when we go out, he literally, whoever she's with, that's just how he is because we rarely go out with him. But when he's in town, he pay for everything. Like I don't be expecting him to. I always keep my own money, but for some reason, this one friend that we go out with, I guess because he's used to the environment. If we at the bar, he'd be like, "Okay, everybody get a drink. I want everybody to be lit. Okay, y'all hungry? I'm gonna grab a pizza for the table."
So what you just told us was you the one he's not fucking. You don't know what he's doing with them other girls.
Yeah, but he just said if you pay for everybody else, is that considered tricking? And I think that's a gentleman.
I think that women tend to think anything that benefits them is gentlemanly. What me and Mark disagree is that
just like anything
if I pay for a woman's, like say you and I went on the date and you bought your homegirl and you was like, hey, are you gonna pay for her food too? The first word out of my mouth is, am I fucking her too?
Yeah, I
agree.
don't think you should.
I would say I would feel the same way.
Okay, so
But
I
I'm
don't
just
know
saying
where
there's times, so y'all act like y'all ain't been in college and you and your homeboys get up with a whole bunch of group of girls, and then all of a sudden y'all kick it, y'all go at a party,
No.
y'all go back to the apartment and everybody get hungry, and you and your homeboys ain't finna put y'all money on to get the girls some pizza
we feed
or
who
whatever the
we
case
fucking.
is. Like,
Well, look,
So
look.
the two
even if
girls
you're
on the
not
couch
fucking,
acting
you
funny,
just
they
don't
not
do
getting
it
none of
because
this
you
pizza.
see that's weird. I don't have male
clarify
friends
this.
that just
Let me
feel like
clarify this
that's
again.
weird.
In that scenario,
Kinda
I
weird.
100% agree. I've done that countless times, right? I'm sure most of us have done. Mark for sure. Willie maybe when he was,
Mom for
in the
sure. He's
military.
so
You know what I'm saying? I know Jay Allen did it a couple times, but
Did what?
Made
cover
for
the tab.
food.
Cover the tab.
That covers somebody tab.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Hey, that's normal, right? At the end of the day, regardless, at the end of the day, not saying there's anything wrong with it. I done did it. I'm pretty sure all of us done did. Fresh looked like he done did it a couple times. He probably did it last week.
And he a DJ, so he get a discount.
It's still, at the end of the day, it's still tricking.
No, I
Period.
don't think so. I think it's
Nah,
tricking. Biz, you want to know when I think it's tricking? When you start to make that part of your behavior and why you feel like women should come around you. You know what I'm saying? When you doing it and being entitled to a certain behavior from the woman, it's the difference from being a gentleman and just being entitled behind it. That entitlement, I
No,
feel like
being entitled is something completely different from
Yeah, that's just entitlement.
like you.
So you don't think a guy feel like, oh, if I bought your drinks, you better spend this time in the bar with me or spend this time in the club with me, or if I
that's
definitely not a trick.
That's the complete opposite of
Yeah,
what
that's
it
the
is
opposite
that
of
we-
So what's that?
Because he's expecting for an exchange.
Yeah,
a trick is hoping.
And you
Got
said
you,
when we was in
got
college
you,
and
got
you do
you.
it, I paid for the
It's a
drinks.
different
I went
image
to my room.
behind it, basically. Like, I get what you're
So
saying.
a trick is hoping
Yeah.
for something.
Yes.
A
Yeah,
different
trick don't
intention.
necessarily have the leverage
Intention.
of just time, energy, and attention. They must put money on top.
So that's
If
why
she
tricking intention is a big part of that then, right? Intention. Whatever your intentions is, like if you're just buying it to be a gentleman, that shouldn't make you a trick. But your intentions behind it, if you're doing it for the attention, to me, that's what would make you a trick.
There we
you,
go.
al-
Right
Your
you
there.
also
intentions.
yeah, and you must do it in order to maintain her attention. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, I agree. Yes.
There we
Yeah,
go.
That's
there we
just
go.
that's
That's
not
it.
tricking. I'm telling you, that's leasing.
And
You
you
niggas just
must do
leasing
it to
bitches.
maintain her attention. That
Man
part.
said a clean
that's
pussy
the
subscription.
most important part.
Yeah, that's all. You just got a reoccurring subscription to the vagina. Like that's not tricking. That's leasing. Trick. Like I'm more inclined with
No,
what
that's
Big
tricking.
said
That's
as
tricking.
far as like you know what I'm saying where the tricking comes in place. But I can understand sometimes, like to like Mon's point, like you know we out with a bunch of he covers it. I mean you know I don't believe in splitting checks either. Like me and my you know we've had this fight in real life before. It's annoying. So I can see like if I'm entertaining with a group of women that I just cover the tab, you know we can go. However, the difference between me and Monte is anybody that I paid for, I'm getting ready to explore. So
I agree.
But
I think that's the only difference we have.
This is another thing, right? Some people are
here
just.
because I mean, I will pay once in a blue moon for like a whole team because I've done it many times. But I'm
You
doing
got
it with
4
an
girlfriends,
intention.
nigga.
No, well, I mean, I might want another one. You never know. But
Well,
I'm
we know
talking
you want
about
another
let's just
one.
say, I'm talking about let's just say, you know, maybe if there's a party or if we're going out once in a blue moon. If I have it, if it's on me, if I have money, you know, like if I maybe just got a good job, I make some money, I will pay for the entire tab. I've done it many times. So it's not like I haven't done situation like that. But if I'm doing it with one person, there's the intention that I want something back. There's an exchange. I'm not just doing it just because I want to pay for your stuff.
That's the thing right there. That's what makes it tricking and not tricking. Like for example, it's Ali's birthday. I sent Ali $150 Zelle for the birthday, right? Is that like why is it weird when we are just being nice to women, but it's not when we being nice to men? Like it's not tricking that way. I'm the same. Like I'm the same way.
Because if it was weird, that means the niggas think you gay. That's why it's not tricky when you sending your niggas some money. It's not tricky like when you send your homeboys.
What about Yancy?
What about her?
So
Same thing. Yancy, but it's because we friends with her, so it's different.
100%. Neither one of us is fucking Yancy.
I'm not.
Exactly.
If it's
exactly. To us, Yancy is a man. We treat it like one of our homeboys. So if we when we like on the live and we were doing it, that wouldn't be tricking because there's no expectation on the back end. But now say if you did it to what's the tall girl that was on the show with the big teeth?
I don't know.
She came to the event.
It was two of them that was tall.
Well, the one with the biggest teeth. Like if she was always on the panel, if we actually like sending her, if you were sending her Zales, then yeah, my nigga, that's probably tricky. Because like the intention is, there's no intention in you fucking Yancy. There's never gonna happen.
Yo, you
You definitely can fuck girl with the big teeth.
I've never like
pretty much tricking you just sending free money and not getting nothing out of it.
I've never had to give money for pussy in my life. Like in my entire life. If I've ever given money for anything, it's because I want to be a nice person in that moment. It's really that simple. Like never. Like I was even scared to talk to girls. I used to wait for them to talk to me.
Hey, nothing wrong with being philanthropic, sir. However, it's like what Viz says, it's like what happened on the back end that determines whether or not if it's philanthropy or if it's, you know what I'm saying, fuckery or trickery, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah. Well, I disagree on the rules that if I'm fucking a girl and then I want to be nice to her.
Naomi, what's your take on tricking?
I think it was what Fresh said.
Naomi.
My bad. Come on now, don't do that. I had a Hank moment. Shut up.
Y'all crazy.
So I had to look up the definition of the word tricking in the Urban Dictionary because I don't know actually what it is. But it sounds to me like it's literally exchanging smecks for money. And that's the understood expectation. And I've never done it, so I don't actually.
You have a vagina. You're not supposed to be doing it.
You ain't never tricked a little bit
I've never engaged in anything like that, so that's why I had to go look it up. Like I don't actually know what.
Have you ever had a man who liked you or wanted to court you who bought something for your kids? Y'all weren't together.
Hey, that shit worked though.
Yeah, like if he knew you had got kids, and he's like, oh, just here's a gift. Here's a little something for the kids.
I don't let men spend resources like that on me.
You would have gave it back to him. You'd have been like, no, I can't.
I would have not allowed him to, because so like if a man is going to like talk to me as far as like courting me, then his resources I'll tell him to reserve for his wife. Like we'll have that understanding in conversation. So I won't allow him to spend money like that.
Do you do boyfriend girlfriend at all?
If it presented itself, I would.
But will he still have to wait for you to be his wife to give you resources?
No.
Okay, so he can be if you were together in a committed relationship, he can give you resources and stuff for the kids.
If we were in a committed relationship, yes.
Okay.
Because there would be an exchange. Like I would be, I think that's the kind of privilege you have with having that type of title. Once you're chosen, you get to pour into him, like pray over him and speak life into him, motivate him, whatever helps him to make things easier for him. You get to do these things and know that like, outside of vagina, outside of vagina, but you get to do these things. You get to do these things for him. Because that's so a lot of women don't like it, but I believe in doing wife things before you're actually a wife. So like if I know he's at work or something, or if I know he hasn't eaten, then I'll send him DoorDash, wherever he's at, because obviously, I'll know, or I'll cook for him or show up, or like wherever he needs me, I'll try to fit in as much as possible.
Now I have a question. When you doing this, at that point, if he wanted to do something for your child, would you accept it, or you're still not accepting it? If you're doing what you said you're doing, like those wifely duties before you become a wife, Because I'm
Those,
confused. Because I'm like,
those
you
are
saying you'll do wifely duties, but you won't accept husband actions?
those are
No,
wifely duties.
so to me, I think that that's just something that you actually just do. Now, when it comes to children, really depends on where we are in our relationship. So, like me and him could be together, but then we haven't introduced our children to each other, for each other, with each other, if that makes sense. Because I'm gonna want for me and him to be like on a solid um, line, if you know what I mean.
So
Like
you're
I'm
dating a man for a year, say, like a year, and y'all in a relationship, and you're doing your wifely duties, and school time comes around, and he's like, "Hey, I know around this time, I know I haven't met your kids, but around this time, it's time for school and to get you school supplies. So here goes some money for some school supplies." You're gonna be like, don't, because we're
no, if
not.
we're already in a relationship, I wouldn't say no to him. I think
Wait,
that'd
Okay,
be rude.
that's what I was asking.
That would be rude
Because I
because
was getting
if he was
confused
in a
for a
sit-
second when you was like,
no, I feel like that would be rude because then that would be like me dishonoring him because men take pride in provision and how they're helping and what they're doing. Like taking things off of your plate type of thing. Even if he knows you don't need it, he's still going to give it. And it's the little things, if that makes sense.
I do have a
Naomi,
question. Wait, hold on, Willie. I do got a question.
Yes, sir.
So a woman cooking for a man that she's interested in or dating, sending him DoorDash, those are wifely duties.
So I think women providing food.
Well, no, I'm asking Di because that's what Di said.
So for me personally, I think that's just
he said he was asking me.
oh
No, I don't
Well,
feel like.
no, I know that is. It appears
No,
that
I don't.
that's something that's the norm for you now. Like that's
Oh
something
yeah,
that
when
you
I
just
cook, if
want
I'm
to do.
talking to somebody, if I cook and I know I cook some good, I just offer a plate. I don't feel like I have to be in a relationship with you to offer you a plate of food.
So why did you say it was a wifely duties?
I was just saying what she said. She said when you nurturing, because cooking for someone is part of nurturing them and being there for them. So just her nurturing in general, the examples that she gave when she said, "This is how I nurture a man." So I'm like, if you're nurturing him and you're saying you're doing wifely duties, then because
Right.
remember in
You
the beginning she said she
you
wouldn't
just said
accept
it
the
again.
money and stuff. So I'm like, wait, you'll accept the money, but you'll do the wifely duties. That's why I was kind of confused. But when
You
she
just
said
did it
she
again.
cleared it
It
up
is.
though.
It is. I think it's a wifely duty.
You think that that's a wifely duty?
I think
Yeah.
it's something men want their wives to do, and they expect their girlfriends to do it, so we can know that when we make them a wife, that we not finna get boxed fucking mac and cheese.
Yeah,
Yeah, this
I think
is
girls who don't like to cook will say things like, "I'm not doing wife things for a man that's like not my man because they just don't like to cook." But girls
Those are,
who like to cook are going to cook because that's what they do, and they're going to make you food, right? So me as a man who is like I'm a provider when I'm in a relationship is how I am, right? If I'm with a woman, I might I might do something financially for her, not because I have to, but because I want to, because that's who I am. I find
Right,
value.
but
yeah,
would
like
but
so from
would that be your manly duties as a man, who you are as a man, or is that husbandly duties?
I think you can say it's husbandly, but even though I think you can say the other thing too, but I think it's reasonable for us to understand like, oh, that's a husbandly type of thing. And a
Two
woman
things
to
to be
actually
true
see
at
that
once.
if a woman sees that in a man, it would make sense for her to be like, oh, he may make a good partner
It's a
for me.
trait of a husband, yeah.
Yeah.
But if that's just who you are, that's who you are as a man.
yeah,
I
but
think that
duty implies
I'm only
obligation.
acknowledging that because I think that um, I think that the wifely duties thing, especially amongst women on social media, they'll tell women not to do these wifely things, which are just basic women things that women should know how to do, or they should do if they're interested in dating someone seriously and showing that okay, I'm a woman and I can do these things as a wife, right? I bring these things to the table as people like to talk about, right? So I don't think that those are wifely duties. This is just who you are as a woman. Either you enjoy cooking or you don't.
I hate
You
cooking.
want to be a nurturer and you want to make sure that I'm fed. You know what I'm saying? I'm
I
eating.
love nurturing.
then hey, then all by all means, let's go for it. But if you labeling it as wifely duties, then I think that that's like,
Yeah.
What if you got a man
See,
that like to cook? What if you got a man that's a chef?
Viz, one thing
You
I've seen
you
is
operate in too many possibilities, guy.
Viz.
It's not too many possibilities. Maybe I got too many options.
I think you have to already you have to have a mindset of a wife already. So when a man come in, he know what he's expecting. So you like if I can't just come in and see a woman who don't do no wifely related thing. Maybe again, cooking is one of them. I could even be a boyfriend, and then if she just randomly cook, make something. These things I consider wifely quality. She talked to me a little kindly. She dish out my plate, put it next to me. I consider those things wifely quality. She washed clothes. She said, "Hey, do you want me to wash some of your clothes?" I consider that wifely quality. I even have somebody women who folds my clothes. I said, "Oh, that's wifely quality." Like every time I come, I have nice, clean clothes that I could wear. So if she don't already embody these things, like or train herself like that, then thus I won't really consider her a wife, and I won't really even attempt to even take look at her
You gonna
for
cheat on
like a
your wife
long
with the
term situation.
housekeeper?
So you've been in your rational, the therapy and all that is working. So I'm gonna ask you this question. I'm gonna pose to you directly. Say you owned a business and you had someone that was applying for a job in that business and they gave you their resume, but wouldn't let you interview them and said that they're not going to demonstrate any of the skills on that resume until after you hired them and they started getting paid. Would you hire
Exactly.
would you hire that person?
No.
Any woman that says that she doesn't like doing wifely shit before she's married doesn't want a husband. She wants a fucking tool, and she won't ever get one. She'll always all she's going to do with that man is just be performative. It's not going to be heartfelt. There's not going to be love. It's going to be attached to what he can do for her and the burden he can alleviate from her. Those are the
Housekeeper
only
pregnant.
women you hear talking like that. It's always the women that's saying career single, unloved, and overfucked that talk about, well, I'm not doing wifely shit until I get married. The reason why you're not getting married is because you think that getting married changes anything. The only thing you getting married should change is it adds two things to your relationship: changing her last name and a covenant with God. The commitment was already there. You guys were already exclusive because shit, you motherfuckers get married unless you're one of them weird niggas that'll marry somebody that's fucking 3 or 4 other different niggas. If that's you, cool, Adam 22, you got it. But it's not a whole lot that changes. And when women act like when you get a man proposes that gets married to her, like they have to sign that dotted line to access this new package of features, like he's a fucking car and it's a subscription. Those are the women you see that if they do get lucky and get married, they're divorced shortly thereafter, trying to take half of that nigga shit. So if we don't point that out when we hear it, a lot of women are gonna think that shit is cool, and it's gonna think it's okay. And then more importantly, it's gonna be niggas who think that shit is cool too.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, I can't expect her to do wifely duties for me. That's not a duty. The duty is the obligation to do it. That's when she's your wife, she has that obligation. But she can show you and demonstrate that she can meet those obligations prior to you becoming her wife. Because if you motherfuckers are still buying cars without test driving them, you're stupid.
Remember, Willie, we already had this conversation, and it was with Di. And the question was, when does a champion become a champion? When they get the ring, or when they're practicing championship duties throughout the season?
Yeah, like they act like being a wife is like make you a fucking Super Saiyan girlfriend. Like it's like,
Wait,
nigga,
what is Fresh talking about?
Remember the last time we had this conversation? All right, you're right.
You got nothing.
Yeah.
Wait, what's that boy? What's that dude name? He got his own podcast. He a basketball player. But he never got a ring. But he got Gilly. I think it's Gilly.
Oh,
no,
you talking
Gilly.
about
Gilly was not a basketball player. He's a rapper.
Gilbert Arenas.
Yeah, Gilbert. Is he a champion?
No.
Okay.
You mean a champion in basketball? No.
Okay. Did he train like a champion?
I don't know. He was good.
No.
He was
No,
good.
he was good, but no.
Okay, because when I've seen this episode, I watched this episode. It's funny that you say that. I watched this episode with them when they was talking about that specifically because they was getting mad because people was the the younger generation was mad because one dude did get a ring, but the dude who got the ring, he wasn't one of the main 5 players, like one of the main players that got all the time and stuff like that. So when
Swaggy
you make
P.
that,
You talking about Swaggy P?
yeah, remember that argument? And when you said that, it made me think of that because it's like Gilbert was better and he had more of a championship mind frame than the guy who actually had the ring.
I don't
And
know if
look
he
at
had a
their
championship
look at their lives right now.
So
Look
now
at
I
how
get
broke
what you mean
Swaggy
by
P
like
is, and look at how
practice.
kicked up Gilbert Arenas is. So
Pause.
yeah, Swaggy P got the ring. No, I'm talking about Brett. Oh yeah, I got Swaggy P got a ring, but look at his life since. It's again a woman to get married. You know what I'm saying, for playing that, is being in the right place at the right time, but she won't stay married. So and then two, if you ask any other human that knows the game of basketball or has ever played a game of 2K, who the better basketball player was, Swaggy P is not going to be in the same fucking league as Gilbert Arenas.
Right. Absolutely
And
not.
Swaggy P was good though, and he was good at the same
He
time.
wasn't nowhere near as good as Gilbert Arenas.
That tells you how
Right.
So
good
did
Gilbert
you
was.
understand what I was trying to say then?
But I think that kind of goes to acknowledging
Yeah, I thought I was disagreeing.
Naya's point of how Di used wifely duties versus wifely qualities, right? So I would assume that the qualities that Gilbert Arenas had was much better than Swag's. You know what I'm saying? You know that kind of speaks to the fact of why, to Willie's point, why one person is still relevant and still has some bread saved up compared to the other one not being in that situation. So just because you can do it, right? You know how to do it, doesn't mean that that's necessarily a quality of yours that you enjoy doing and take pride in doing.
Look at
And
how
we can
many rings
largely-
Kim Kardashian got. And you think who on her thinks she'd be a good wife? And that girl's collecting rings like Thanos collects Infinity Stones.
Nah, she ain't a good wife. She's serious.
I got a question. So y'all know how like us as a men we was talking about tricking, right? Like if you was dealing with a girl and you was having sex with her and you wanted to buy her something substantial, it would be considered tricking. So what about the vice versa, right? Because women do the same thing on the other side. So like, I mean, when I was dealing with when I was back in my day, like women would clean my house just cause they would come over and they would clean my house and they would cook for me. Like, so would it be reasonable for women to look at them and be like, yo, like shorty, you doing way too much. Like that's the female version of tricking. You know, like these was women that I was dealing with and I was physical with, and they just probably wanted to do something nice for me. So
yeah, because you was fucking them.
Well, I think for me, that goes back to my point of depending on the situation, I don't necessarily see anything wrong with tricking.
Girl.
If that's what you want to do, then that's what you want to do. I think the confusion comes in is when a person denies the fact that what they're doing is actually tricking.
Do you agree with that definition from Urban Dictionary of tricking?
All right, so even with that, right? That's the original meaning of it, right?
When did you update the meaning, Viz?
So I updated it with me being from Chicago. We had some pimping going on here, right? So if you spent, from a pimping perspective, if you spent any bread on a female, you tricking. Pimps don't spend bread on women. You know what I'm saying? The women spend the bread on them. The women give them the money. So if you spending any type of bread at all on a female, to them you're considered to be tricking.
Even your home.
Now on the streets, you got Johns that's spending bread on. They're the tricks, right? But if you spending money on a female in general, you tricking.
But pimps spend money on females. They spend money on their hoes. They buy their clothes. They do all of that. They feed them. They don't give them no money, but they buy the stuff and then they give it to them. They give them the food. They give them.
And then they get the money back.
Right.
That's an employee.
Yeah, they do that. They do that so that they can go get the money.
Because we do that to our employees. We
Wouldn't
buy
that go
our
back
employees
to
laptops, phones. We get them equipment. We pay for their airfare to go do jobs. Like
investment.
So we're
Exactly.
well, it's a business expense.
Well,
I don't
then
think
wouldn't
we
that
can
go-
call. I don't think we can call this what y'all talk about a business expense. Because if you could, I'll write this shit off of my taxes.
To Mont's point, if he's deciding to do something nice for her, and she turn around and want to do something nice for him, is that y'all think that's tricking?
no, that
Because they
ain't
want to do
tricking.
something nice for each other?
No, that's reciprocation. You know how
That ain't
toxic it would be if
All
you
right.
said that was tricking.
You know, I
That's
think
okay.
you know,
All
I
right.
think I think tricking sometimes can lead to something serious as well, in my opinion. So maybe it might just be something fun for an exchange. But if I keep doing it over and over and over and over again, then somebody might start catching feelings. So maybe that's the same thing for mine. Maybe the reason why the lady came to fold your clothes, clean your house, because he catching feelings. He might say, you know what, mine is actually a nice guy. He's kind, he's patient, he's this, he's that, whatever else that she might be thinking. You know what, I want to actually show him I appreciate him by coming there and actually doing some stuff for him. It does lead to that sometimes too.
If y'all like each other, y'all do something nice for each other, and it just so happens that it costs some money to do something nice for somebody you like. I don't see that really as tricking. You like the person. She not just a piece. If she just a piece and you paying, it's tricking. If she not just a piece, then y'all working on something and she reciprocating. If she's not reciprocating, you simping.
See, what you forget is you putting your tongue in this girl's butt, and she's going to clean your house. It's like that's like reciprocity.
Really?
That's not
Crazy.
reciprocity, though.
It is.
Really?
You did something that she liked. She did something that you
Really?
liked.
No,
It's
Willie, the
literally
reciprocity,
reciprocity.
is the sex. The sex is the even exchange.
Yeah, sex is an even exchange.
That's what I'm saying. Okay, so cool, right? So at its minimum, right? But say you do exceptional. You do some extra shit, tongue in the butt, extra shit. So she goes and does extra shit. It's like that. You don't shortchange yourself. Like a woman doing something for you, but you're also doing something for her. She's just reciprocating.
I don't know. I think the sex is the even exchange. And outside of the sex, if somebody goes to do something else, that's when we start to get into the other territory.
Mark, are you gonna sit there and tell me that all head is the same? Like, so wait, so you gonna sit there and say, or do you think that all head is the same?
No.
Exactly. So there's some girls who just lick it because they want to get wet and whatever. But there's some girls who suck dick like they life depend on it. Are you not going to do more quickly for the girl who is willing to exchange her life for oxygen?
I just gotta like you. I just gotta like you.
There you go. I mean, look, there's nothing wrong with it. That's feelings sometimes do come out of tricking and other things. There's nothing wrong with it. It happens. In fact, I'm pretty sure it happens to a lot of people.
Y'all some different niggas then, because if you this different, it's several levels ahead, and the head I'm talking about is the type to have you putting that motherfucker your emergency contact.
The type to have you change the tires.
I just want to say that like me.
See, Willie, that's tricking.
All head. Yeah, to me, all
he said I gotta hold on to this hand, so we tricking us.
Like somebody in the comments said, if she can give me cerebral palsy, you know what I'm saying, I might listen, bro.
You willing to trick for that though, right?
I don't agree with most niggas in the chat, but when bro said that, he was not wrong. Like, all head is not created equal. It's some girls, they do more, and you give them more. To who much is given, much is expected. If she's given a lot,
Yeah, no.
He said, "Leave it on the nightstand." Goddamn.
Wait, hold on. How much is it? $40, right? There you
if it was only still $40.
$40.
We're going to get to these super chats, man.
It had to be a weirdo talk about hope it ain't a transformer giving you head.
Coach XP, $5 to the Lapeef Network. I hope you all checked on McPherson. He didn't look too comfortable last night. Viz with the 499. Who fire alarm is chirping? Bruiser with the 999. Anyone want to learn how to put a woman in their place? Book a cost.
There you go.
I'm gonna book one under Bo name.
Prophecy. Remember, $10 say stop spending your life minutes on people who you know for a fact that are here to bring chaos. You should never have to put anyone in their place just to leave those who are liabilities behind. Scorpio, rising 111.49. If y'all always complain that women don't listen, that means y'all want women to do it your way. Move like men. She's right. Prophecy to Savior, member for 43 months, man. Salute to you. Thank you. And this is why you should never try to over-explain yourself to people who are determined to misunderstand you. Shaking my head, stop falling for the BS. Prophecy again, $5. Also a member. Starting to believe no child left behind is the reason for all this ignorance. Shaking my head, pissing me off. We got to share to the world with real. I say that word?
Remedial
adults.
Hey, bro, been a member since COVID.
Yeah, that's been a long time.
That's tough.
$5. Did y'all not see the convo went away from the crux of the video or that question? I did see it. My mere thoughts, 5742.99. Why do most women claim they want peace? Yet they're the same type of people would cheat or leave out boredom. Being a bachelor revealed a lot of dark secrets. Prophecy again, $5. Please stop over explaining yourself to people who are determined to just understand common sense dialogue. J Miller, 4559 199. She's describing emotional men raised by women. Practitioner, 499. Y'all gotta me trolling at this point, LOL. 50 to 80% of people diagnosed with psychological issues have measurable hormone dysregulation.
Dysregulation.
Yeah. Prophecy to Savior, $2. Remember, Mont, I think Naya stole your dazzle cake. Practitioner again, 199. Low empathy because you only have up X gene. Papalolo.
X chromosome.
999. $10. Naomi and Die. Forget Latinos. If you're a 9, you're fine. Damn, LOL, y'all fine.
Hey, Pac Lolo means I'm a trick in Portuguese.
Practitioner, 499. Another lie. DV homicides the highest when women are pregnant. A time when women are most vulnerable. Not an excuse, but keep it a buck. Cap.
She's wrong.
Prophecy again, $10. Remember, JR, you need to start doing background checks on the folks you bring on a panel, i.e., if they graduate from high school or if they just got a GED. Shaking my head, no kid left behind has done damage. The Dope Hour podcast with the 1999. Bro, don't be slow. There's only one form of a woman, despite most of the discussion is about negatory behavior towards your significant other. Prophecy to Savior, remember? $5. That's it, JR. I'm contacting HR. We're about to do an audit. Sound like you got some CIA agents infiltrating the Lapeef Network. Oh, have to bring HR back out of retirement, man. He's been vacationing too long. The Ghost, J Speed, $5. Y'all start being hard on the brother. You know, with that scarf on, he works at 7-Eleven. He owns one. Prophecy to Savior, $5. Willie, take your freaky ass combo.
I'm about to, bro.
I think everybody has contributed to the platform, man. We'll get the Thursday show tomorrow. Stayed a little bit longer than expected, but it was an entertaining conversation. Thanks to Simone. I'm just mad.
Whatever. I didn't do nothing. Thanks to us.
I'm just playing.
Simone got that AI on lock.
Yeah.
After you just reminded me, let me put this as a reminder on my phone to make sure I have y'all for next week.
Okay. I'll make sure we have Naya for backup.
Hey, don't put me on that.
Viz, he threw you in there. So whatever phrase come your way, blame Lapeef.
We know if we see Die in some kente cloth in 3 weeks, we know what's going on.
You ain't funny. You ain't funny.
I don't know. That was funny as fuck to me.
You didn't even laugh, barely.
Yeah, I don't laugh a lot. I just still shit was funny.
Whatever, Willie. Stop
Hey,
dick
listen,
riding.
don't get mad at me because he finna have you in Coming to America 3, girl. I ain't had shit to do with
You
this.
over there dick
Yeah, why you
riding.
keep busting
Okay.
You
jokes?
finna be in coming to America with his ass. Y'all finna be on the plane together.
He already got the laugh already. You heard it.
You already dick
Yeah,
riding.
you already got the laugh.
That night
Princess.
the laugh. Oh, you don't want to do it now? We got tight
No.
lips now, bro.
No,
Hey, man, fix your face.
no. You not my man. You can't check me.
Oh,
I don't have a man.
See,
bro.
Bo,
Here we
this
go.
what-
Here
this
we
what
go
happens when
again. There
Bo
we
starts
go.
talking.
Hold on. Naya, she said she ain't
There
got
we
no
go.
man.
Yeah, just like you said, you don't have to talk to me nice.
I mean,
You like
me and her
Princess?
don't live in the same state, so
If you
Nigga,
don't talk to
airplanes
me
are a
nice,
thing,
don't
bro.
talk to me.
I
You a
don't do
prince,
all
you can
that.
fly her out.
That's a little too extra.
hey, man,
Nah,
make sure
you-
you don't pop the balloon there, man. You gonna
Boy,
want
you
no.
better saddle up that zebra and
Hey,
ride.
I was thinking about doing that. Get my networking up a little bit. I was
Yeah,
gonna-
exactly, right. You know, I'm already stressed.
And I seen like 2 couples got married.
Now you
Naya,
about to go on there?
Hmm.
You about to go on there?
Yeah, I was thinking about it. Honestly, I really was. 2 couples got
Go on,
married.
go on. What? Pop
It's
the
just, you
balloon?
know how our city is, and I don't know if you want to admit that or not, but a lot of men here is very immature. I come across some mature men too, but I just want to date outside my city. I just want to see what it's like.
I don't like when women say that, man. I think it's an excuse.
Go
Why?
to the one in
I think
Arizona.
no, but I ain't gonna. Hopefully he ain't watching this no more. But
Pop
I
the Balloon
dated somebody in our
Chicago is
city, and I
crazy.
really, really like him, but I just want to keep my options open. I just
They
wanna
got
see-
one in Chicago.
I don't
So
know.
Nah, I ain't talking
you
about
just
some
said,
off-brand ones. If he
wait,
is
so
talking
you just said that most of the men in the city are immature, but you're dating a guy that you like right now, but you want to keep your options open.
like in the state, yeah. I'm not saying all men are like that. All the men out here like not like that. All the men out here like that. But I don't want to just date. Where I'm in my life right now, I don't want to just date one person. I want to keep my
I think
options.
she's saying a lot of them she runs into are like that, but not all of them.
No, not all of them. No, not even a lot of them. Well,
Okay.
I feel like dog, like it's not, I'm not
literally
basing it
just
on my
said
experience, based on what I hear and stuff and what I see. It's just it be Chicago. Just you know how I don't feel. I'm not gonna play with you. You know how our
I'm
city
just
is.
saying, you
Lapeef know too.
literally
That's why he
just
up there
said,
giggling.
you
I'm not gonna
literally
do this.
just said that most of the men in Chicago are immature.
She took it back. Naya, where you from?
I'm in PA,
Zamunda?
You in
but
PA?
I'm from Africa though. But I'm in
What's
PA.
up,
From
Vivian?
Africa?
What's
You
up, Vivian?
royalty? You got like royal? You like a prince or something?
No
Yes,
prince
no.
over here.
Prince
I'm no
Hakeem.
prince. I'm just a
He got
regular
some
man.
notes.
Your family got money though?
Is that a real accent?
We
It's
broke.
that-
We working hard.
He said, "I woke hot."
You Nigerian, right?
No, I'm Liberian.
You Liberian? Y'all
My
got money
parents
too
are,
though.
yeah. Huh?
Y'all got money too though.
No, me. I'm broke. Oh, no money
Nah,
here.
he
I'm
being
broke. I'm
humble.
just a hard working man. I wake up at 3 a.m. and go
The accent
outside
got
and
strong
work.
as hell, man.
First pause. How you got
I
4
took-
girlfriends and you broke?
What'd you say?
How you got 4 girlfriends and broke?
I think broke is my default word when I,
Yeah,
to
he
people.
got
It's just
he
what I
got
say.
money.
Hey, how come when you talking to an African about money, that's when their accent get real thick and they start talking about they broke?
My man, he went into protection protocol. He went into financial protection protocol.
Oh, no money here. No money here.
Man,
No
I
money
started
here.
acting
No money
Somalian,
here. My
man.
bank account dry.
I go through Somalian. I know you
Hey,
talking.
shit.
Nah, you know how to
Hey.
cook. You a good cook.
I do know how to cook, but I stopped cooking, because I got my sister.
I got 4
and a friend of
girls.
mine
You
who
got
do
4
cook
girls.
now.
You shouldn't be cooking.
You said you got your assistant that cook.
Well, no, not my sister. Oh, that's money right there. You know I'm broke.
Okay.
I got
You heard
families.
them R and
and,
that broke?
Huh?
And that R and broke is the same R y'all putting rich. Nigga, I hear you.
I
You just go
suppose, I
start you a
guess.
daycare in Minnesota real quick since the Somalians fucked up everything else.
Wait. I think those are Sudanese, I believe. That well, African, but I think that's a
Damn,
different
now you
group.
got a Pokemon in your lap?
Pokemon.
Yes, her name is Shade.
You got a cat?
Show me your
man.
face.
Nah,
I
you
said
like
that's a deal breaker.
Nah, you like cats?
No, I don't like
She's
cats.
so pretty.
Yep, I told you it's a deal breaker. I told you.
I don't like any
It is.
animals.
Oh,
I
she's
mean,
so
can you
pretty.
can you like compromise?
Nah, you can cook that in a
Compromise?
slow cooker.
Can you compromise with
You said I could who?
You can cook that in a slow cooker if not I want you to get rid of it.
Oh, you petty as hell. I know. What? What?
Like,
That's
I just saw a
cold.
video of this girl. She was she said she heard some cats in a Chinese food restaurant screaming. She called the police.
That's fucked up.
What?
That's so fucked up. That's
No,
so
it's, you ain't never seen a stray cat nowhere near a Chinese restaurant ever.
That's so fucked up.
Like it'll be on this block, like the Jamaican block that had stray cats. When you get to
I
Chinatown,
thought they
you don't
cooked
see a stray
dogs.
cat for miles.
I thought they be eating dogs, not cats.
They eat animals.
They don't
We
discriminate.
all eat animals.
No, but they eat the ones we supposed to we try to domesticate. They
They
eat pets.
We got animals we don't eat here though.
Like we've been normalized. Chicken.
Hey, she definitely had a point there.
Man, I ain't been to a Chinese restaurant. I don't know how long after I seen this stuff.
Dang.
Yo.
You ain't
Hey,
going down.
Fuyo.
Somebody said if you go to a 5-star Chinese restaurant, they just gonna feed your ass a leopard instead of an alley cat. So you fuck either way. I don't fuck with it. I go to black-owned Chinese restaurants. That's it.
Now I got another question. Your 4 women, are they all bad, or is like you got one that's like bad, and then the other ones is like, nah, they just cook and clean. I don't care what they look like. Like what's?
I mean, I think they all look good. They don't look that
They all
bad.
look good.
I think so. I mean, I don't
JR
think they
put
look
up the
bad.
picture.
Do they know about each other? All 4 of those
Huh?
women, do they know about each other?
Yeah, I'm quite honest with everybody.
Okay.
You know, at first it's a back and forth, but I'm honest. I said, look, I'm dealing with somebody else. I tell them the truth. I don't have nothing to hide. Because if I lie, then that's what it is. Because that's what the problem would be, and they'll start saying that I'm cheating, I'm doing this, blah blah blah. So I just tell the truth. If they want to deal with it, they deal with it. If they don't, they don't. You know, it's the honest
You know
truth.
how big of a dickhead you would be if you had 3 baddies and 1 ugly girl? You know how fucked up it'd be for the 1 ugly one?
No, I mean,
Hey,
they ain't meeting up.
Ugly girls like that.
Palsy, boy.
Yeah, like he
Ugly
said,
girls
they
like
not
that.
meeting
They
up.
make
They all separate. He just dealing with them. Like
Yeah,
independent.
you know, they
Not even
different people know about different people.
Hey,
Each one of
Willie,
them know about each other,
that
but
be
they're
the
not.
one that'll give you that cerebral
They all
palsy.
know about each other.
What do
Yeah.
they say? It takes a
Do you
village,
plan on
man.
bringing them together at some point and like
You
kind of
have to
making
start
it
your own village.
That's a good question. Yeah, because I'm trying to do this poly where we work together and economically grow, but we have to all be on the same state of mind consciously.
You working on that?
Yeah,
No,
I
thank
am
you.
working on it because we're trying to make money out here. You know, I'm broke. You know, we all need money now.
Listen, man.
Shit.
Listen.
So
I done heard the brother talk all night. I'm saying this might be a good opportunity. I'm saying he's emotionally intelligent. He get money. He's a prince. Come
no
on,
prince
now.
over here. No prince. No
But
prince. That's
4
just
other
in the
girls.
movies.
He a prince.
4 other girls. No, sir.
But she light skinned. She
Well,
gonna go in
Bo,
there.
Well, he's
and-
single
let
until he
Bo let
married.
Dot make her own decision now.
But
Why
single
the
till he
fuck y'all
married.
keep putting me in that shit?
He's
Stop putting me in that
single
shit. Take me out that shit. Now
Yeah,
y'all
take her
finna
out
give
of
me.
it.
I'm
You know,
finna
like
childish on this bitch.
yeah, take her out of it. She respectable. She
Thank you,
respect
Naya.
herself. Yeah, take her out of it.
So
man.
wait, so the four don't
you
the four
sick.
don't
I see
Hey
respect
what you
man,
did
charming
there.
it up. Go ahead, Naya. Go ahead. Charm it up, brother.
You're playing too much. No, you know.
His shit. None
So
of
now
I like her demeanor. You know.
the other 4 don't respect themselves.
What'd you say?
The other 4 don't respect themselves.
They probably do. They ain't got shit to
They
do
do.
with you. I
Everybody
would do
just
a
have a
poly
different.
relationship because they
Everybody
do
just have a
poly or
different.
might be in poly. I don't feel no type of way towards them. I would do a poly relationship. I would.
There we go. So
I've
I
been
mean,
in a poly relationship.
It seems like y'all interest aligned.
No, it don't. He's cool.